This episode of Limit Break Radio is made possible by our generous Patreon donors, including Klaus Reinhers of the Excalibur server, Refon Duskrite of the Cactar server, and My Waifu of the Excalibur server. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/Limit Break Radio.
Live from Eorzea.
Limit Break with your hosts, Aniero.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Juxtaposition.
When does the comedy start?
Eskalia.
No high five for you.
And Nika.
Guys only care about women in revealing medieval clothing who take it up the back door.
LimitBreakRadio.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Limit Break Radio, episode number 55. And man, I feel like we have a tough act to follow in the wake of Eskalia last night.
Well, to be fair, though, that's all thanks to the donators, not necessarily to Eskalia himself.
Holy shit. That was really amazing. So, welcome to Limit Break Radio. Thank you for joining us. Of course, with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Kallo Landis.
What up?
Juxtaposition.
Hey.
And Nika Kayanian. We are absent, and Eskalia Ryumasa.
For no good reason.
No, for very good reason.
And speaking of which, fucking Pops, what are you doing?
Yeah, we have intern Pops sitting.
Can't sit here?
No!
Interns don't get chairs.
Well, I mean, you can sit in a chair, but the corner is for you. So move your, move over
How
there.
dare you be close to a microphone?
Know what you're trying to do? All right, we've been through this song and dance before when Juxta was an intern.
Yeah.
It has something to do with those tiny people. And wanting a microphone. I don't know what it is.
They want their voice to be heard.
I know. Maybe it's just because their vocal cords are smaller. I don't know what it is.
They have to talk louder so that their sound can reach up to us.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's going to come in here wearing stilts.
Welcome to Limit Break Radio. Thank you for joining us, of course, live on twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. We are, of course, live from our studios. Thank you guys for joining us. Whether you're live joining us in Eorzea, live on twitch.tv, listening on the podcast or on YouTube, doesn't matter. Thank you guys for spending your time with Limit Break Radio. Eskalia is not going to be joining us today. He had a epic night last night, raising a whole bunch of money on You Are Not Alone.
He waxed his arms and I wasn't there to help. I am so upset.
Aw. That must be disappointing for you.
I think what I'm going to do is next time he's here, I'll sneak up behind him and put like a wax strip on the back of his neck and rip it off.
Don't do that. That's horrible.
No, awesome. You should do that. You'd be doing him a favor.
Yeah.
Make sure you do it on the air.
Him and his hairy neck.
You know. By the way, you can give us a call, Limit Break Radio on Skype, 810-515-8715. We'd love to hear from you today. We're going to be talking all about the feast. Of course, we got the patch on Thursday, so people have had a couple of days worth of feasting it up, and we'd love to know what you think. Is this a good addition to PvP? Have you been having fun with it, or has this been a feature that's been added that has been mostly ignored? We'd like to hear from you. Limit Break Radio on Skype, 810-515-8715, as well as Discord. You can join us at limitbreakradio.com/Discord to get the info on how to log in and join us from there. So get them calls lined up early. We've got Kooky, who is screening calls. Shout out and thank you to Kooky Persona for all of that help. And so yeah, why don't we talk about You Are Not Alone a little bit. So the stream last night ran for 35 hours. The game clear time was 34 hours and 50 minutes and 55 seconds.
Jeez. Now I actually have to say something here. That's longer than FF8 was, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
By about 10 hours.
Wasn't his plan to beat this quicker than FF8?
No, I don't think.
No, because FF8 is a game he's beaten to the ground and knows like inside and out.
Yeah.
This one, not so much.
But this is also clearable a lot quicker, right? Excalibur 2 in 12 hours. I mean, that's near the end of the game.
Yeah, but that's speed running, though.
Well,
I mean,
and he didn't know this game as well as he knows FF8. And
yeah, see,
I don't know. I feel like this one is longer in general if you do it, like the story. And
I think that was your expectation because of
like
what you know about 9.
At some point, like he said that he wanted to try and do it quicker.
There's no way.
Well, Juxta said he was doing active time events, which I feel at the start. I feel like whether you're doing a speed run or not,
bro, he was doing
it in one sitting. That I feel like that was an amateur mistake.
He was doing Chocobo Hot and Cold. I mean, there was no way, and he said he was going to do Chocobo Hot and Cold. So yeah, no.
All right, how can you do Final Fantasy 9 and not do Chocobo Hot?
True, no, that absolutely. Like I was telling Juxta, like I will never get Excalibur 2 because I can't not do everything else. But all right, no, I mean fair enough.
So the total raised was $4,033.04. Again. Oh shit! Team Palindrome taking the win there.
Isn't that a palindrome?
That is a palindrome. Yes. 304. That's a palindrome. Yeah. So congratulations to Team Palindrome, but also congratulations to Transgender Michigan, who will be the recipient of $4,000.
That doubled his goal from the FF8 one, right?
Yes.
Roundabout
pretty close.
Yeah, pretty darn close. Yeah.
Aniero, you actually brought it up before the show, but every time that we here at Limit Break Radio do some type of fundraiser, we always one up ourselves. Right?
Yeah.
So obviously he's setting a pretty lofty goal for the next time that one of us fundraises, but
it just means that the next bet is going to be ridiculous.
But more than that, I think he's also setting himself up because now whatever his third one is, I'm expecting him to double that as well.
Yeah.
So $8,000. Let's go, Eskalia.
Yeah. Why don't we round it up to 10?
All right. And even $10,000. Good job, buddy.
$10,000 for FF10 in one sitting.
There you go.
There you go. And Nero just wrote your next one.
Oh my goodness.
That game would be so FF10 is really long, isn't it?
It's pretty long.
I remember it being very long, but I couldn't tell you. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've tried to play
There's a lot of side stuff in that one, though.
That's true. But anyway, congratulations to Eskalia, and thank you to everyone who tuned in and who gave to You Are Not Alone. It really is an amazing cause. And yeah, $4,033. You guys are absolutely amazing.
4 cents.
And 4 cents. And there will be a thank you video that completes the remaining stretch goals that will be released before next Sunday. So you guys are fantastic, and thank you again. Thank you so much. And I just have to say I am super proud of Eskalia. That again, this is an event that he put together. We really didn't do anything except allow it to happen on our channel, and you guys really just showed up and were extremely generous. It's really amazing. So thank you guys so much for everything, and I'm again, wonderful job, Eskalia. He should be very proud. So
and to show my support for him, I'm going to pick up his duties. For FFFL. There was way too many Fs, I think.
Yeah, I think there was one too many Fs.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, anyway. All right, so let's check out the FFFL news.
Week 5 of the Final Fantasy Feast League has drawn to a close, and with it, some stunning upsets and possible redemptions. A 36-hour streaming marathon has stolen our witty sports report, so here's the highlights from the week. The Mordian Jailbirds picked up Garnet and moved Rydia to the bench, releasing Matt. The Kallo Klux Klan released Harshafont and signed Rauban, while the Besaid Buttplugs released the MIA Cloud and opted to sign Absolute Vircho.
Vircho. Absolute Vircho. That's his new. That's the new. Yes. No. That's his new pronunciation. It turns out that he's from the Mexican.
That's the stupidest name I've ever heard.
They fucked up his jersey and he's just going with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Things are turning ugly for the Mordian Jailbirds as they drop this week's contest to Titans Banana Hammocks.
What?
This is the first win of the season for the Banana Hammocks, and it may all but doom the Jailbirds' playoff dreams. We actually have Coach Papa Woody here. Now, there were rumors going around the other week that you might have been removed from the position of this team.
See, that was all rumors. The week prior, we barely lost to the BNS.
But a loss is a loss, and you were able to turn it around, though. Do you want to give us some insight as to how that happened?
No, we're going to keep things in house.
Oh, okay.
He's keeping his cards close.
All right. Fair enough. The Kallo Klux Klan capitalized perfectly off of last week's shocking win over the Besaid Buttplugs, letting the momentum carry them on to victory over the other first-place team, Hengar's Crucible. Nika, as owner of the Hengar's Crucible, do you have any comments about that?
No.
More silence.
She said saltily.
More silence. Well, we're actually going to take you to a clip that we have of the speech that I gave to my team before the game against Hengar's Crucible. So here we are. All right, guys, look. Going against Hengar's Crucible this week, okay? And we want to win. All right? People have been asking us, how are you going to win? How are you going to pull this one out? And let me tell you, we have plans to do that. We have plans to win. There are things that we have put into motion so that we can do it. Because everywhere I go, they're asking, what plans do you have? What are you going to do about this? And I can assure you, what we're going to do about this is we're going to take care of it. All right? We're going to take care of it. Those butt plug wearing losers from last week, they went down. All right? And this week, we're running the Crucible. We're going to put the Hengar's Crucible through their own Crucible. And we have plans. So just go out there and give it your best shot. And obviously they did, and they pulled it out. The butt plugs, meanwhile, were met with a tough matchup, falling to bondage and servitude, and creating a logjam near the top of the standings. Aniero, that's 2 weeks in a row, man. What's going on?
Apathy. I don't care.
All right, well, the standings are now bondage and servitude in the lead with a 4-1 record. Kallo Klux Klan, who is actually tied with the Butt Plugs and with the Crucible, but in the lead with a 2-0 tiebreaker. Third place is the Butt Plugs with the 1-1 in tiebreakers above the Crucible, who has lost both the tiebreaker matches. Next, we have Titans Banana Hammocks at 1-4, and the Mordian Jailbirds also at 1-4. So this is becoming a pretty close season we have here.
Yeah.
Waiver wire this week consists of Fang, Laguna, Vivi, Genova, Cyan, Gilgamesh from FF5, Irvin, Fighter from FF1, Shadow, and Riku. The waiver order, of course, is Papa Woody, Nika, Juxta, Eskalia, Kallo, with Aniero rounding that out. The matchups that we have, going into the week, Hengar's Crucible versus the Jailbirds, the Kallo Klux Klan against Bondage and Servitude, so you have the top two teams going at it now, and the Besaid Butt Plugs versus the Titans Banana Hammocks, which is probably going to be a fucking slaughter. No offense, Papa.
That's all right. It happened once before.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. We're gonna leave your banana hammocks all over that field.
So going really quick to the team owner for Bondage and Servitude, you've made quite a bit of a little rise at the top there pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But the Kallo Klux Klan has shown some gumption in the past 2 weeks. Are you worried at all? Because both of those teams have beat you.
No, I'm pretty sure that with our change to the lineup, dropping the useless Minfilia, I feel like we've come a long way since then.
All right, well, it should be a good matchup. And that concludes all of our news for the Final Fantasy Feast League.
And there we go. Thank you guys for voting. If you want to vote in the Final Fantasy Feast League and help determine the outcome of some of these matchups, you can do that at our website, limitbreakradio.com. And Eskalia works hard on this every week. We're not sure why, but it's a thing that he does, and we like to try to encourage him, or at least just, humor him. So vote over at limitbreakradio.com and help us continue to make this thing, I guess. Anyway, we've got some Final Fantasy XIV news to check out.
This is a Limit Breaking News Update.
So the date for the next live producer letter has been set. That is live producer letter number 28. It's going to be going down Saturday, March 26, 2016 at 3 a.m. Pacific. The start time is subject to change. The themes of this live producer letter, Yoshi P will answer questions taken from the official forum, and the special guest is going to be lead UI artist Hiroshi Minagawa, who will also make an appearance to field questions. There's going to be some miscellaneous announcements, and it's going to go down on YouTube, Nico, and Twitch. If you'd like to submit questions, you can do that on Twitter. And you can also visit the official forums for more info. We'll have a link to this at our website, limitbreakradio.com, but you can also find details over at the Lodestone.
What kind of theme is we'll be taking questions from the forums? That's not a theme.
You're right, it's not a theme. Maybe
no, it's not.
They need to start putting like real themes on these. Like
questions about the UI is the theme.
Like luchadors. That's a theme. Right? Like Yoshi P and there's this UI dude like show up in like luchador masks and stuff.
I mean, it'd be fun.
Yeah. Right. Add a little bit of spice to it.
And we also want to remind everyone there have been a couple of adjustments on the music contest. There is a Heavensward music contest going on right now in all three regions, North America, Japan, and Europe. There is sheet music that's now available, and they've updated the contest deadline to be April 11th at 1 a.m. Pacific.
That's earlier, right?
No, that's later.
Okay,
They've given people more time because they've released the sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're if you're musically talented, or even just kind of musically talented, musically inclined, maybe, then I would encourage everyone to check this out and to give it a shot.
I'm actually surprised that Nika hasn't entered.
Nika, I know.
I don't know what I would be able to do for this.
Well, you know what? You're not going to figure it out sitting around.
Nika, you actually sing for this contest.
I mean,
That's what you have to do.
But how do you sing? I don't know.
You get to make up lyrics.
I'm not good at that. Someone write me lyrics and I'll sing them.
Anyway, so... Really? What? We're going to try to crowdsource lyrics for Nika? No, come on.
I think, Nika, you know what you should do? That would be really cool. Sing the answers lyrics to this song. There. Now you have lyrics.
I could try playing an instrument, but I'm not sure how it would sound. We'll see.
So anyway, they've released some details on, of course, how you can enter. Some of the prizes are really cool. The grand prize winner will receive one decorative plaque signed by Final Fantasy XIV sound director Masayoshi Soken. Sorry, one in-game item. Package that includes a Noble Barding Chocobo Barding, an Araman Choker, a Mandragora Choker, and a Bluebird Earring, and a video message from Soken to the winner. That's a pretty goddamn cool gift. Runners-up will receive up to 3 runners-up will receive 1 Heaven's Word Final Fantasy XIV original soundtrack poster signed by Soken, and 1 in-game item package that includes a Noble Barding, an Araman choker, and a Mandragora choker, and a Bluebird earring. And then up to 15 honorable mentions will receive 1 in-game package with an Araman choker, a Mandragora earring, and a Bluebird earring. And so, you do submissions through YouTube, and it kind of sparked a little bit of curiosity in me to go check out and see what was already there. And I got to tell you guys, first of all, not much. There aren't.
Surprised me.
There are not many entries to this. So if it seems like something that you're even remotely interested in, I would definitely get involved, because there's not a whole lot of competition. But the thing is, what's there is pretty darn impressive, I gotta say. So I kind of wanted to share some of what I thought were some standout entries in the lot. So why don't we start? I've broken it down. I'm just gonna share 3 of my favorite entries from each of the regions. So we're gonna do like a special limit breaking music. So let's start off with this is an entry. Now this is pretty cool because this guy had an entire a video that went with it, and I gotta say that the video is probably easily as impressive as the music. So remember, you're using the music to it's Night in the Broom. So that's the specific
Night in the Broom.
Is
it supposed to sweep you away?
BRUME, broom, right?
It's like the sad, it's like the little slummy part at the bottom of Ishgar. That's the broom.
That's right. So we're gonna start with this entry from Professor Sid. Here we go.
Is that where all the dust bunnies live?
Can I hear the video through yours? I'm not. Yeah, I can hear it through your headphones. Just so you know.
You're bad at everything.
Sorry.
I mean, this is super impressive with it.
It's so pretty.
He's like making it look like he's playing the piano. That's so clever.
Did they say this is just based on the music, though, or does the video give them props? Do we know?
Probably. I'm sure that there's all kinds of different things that they would take into consideration.
I don't know. I think this is a music contest, not a YouTube video.
Like a video editing contest.
Yeah, I think they just said, submit a video of yourself playing but I mean, this is clever. I think this is very, very clever.
Wait, is that answers?
It is. They mixed answers in there.
I think that's cheating.
No, I think that's remarkably clever.
Yeah, but is that against the rules? Because it says you had to do that song.
I think so long as you use the original source content, then it's probably fine.
Oh, that ups the ante a little bit.
You can't punish creativity, Nika.
Yeah.
Well, unless, of course, you're in the American education system.
Get out of here. Mute his mic. Mute him.
It's not how that works.
Trigger.
I get mute powers, too.
Only for Juxta.
It's only for me.
Fuck.
I like this. I mean, it is a very, that's the thing is, so far there have been a lot of people who have just been straight doing like piano renditions, and that's very much what this is. But I think the video makes it very cool. It is kind of cool how they
like switch back into answers.
Yeah, switch back into answers.
Stop cheating.
I need to enter this now. God damn it.
See, now this is why I wanted to talk about it, because in my mind there are so few entries. I just want to inspire more people to enter.
Yeah, I mean, as of
I'm inspired.
right now, pretty much everyone who's entered is going to win, right? Like you said, there's 5 entries.
Yeah,
like, do you realize what your odds of winning are right now?
Yeah,
incredible.
You're at least guaranteed an Araman choker, bluebird earring, and the other earring,
and the barding.
Well, no, I don't think you get the barding.
Barding was first place in runner-ups, wasn't it?
Runner-up, but not the honorable mention.
It was like 3 runner-ups, though, wasn't it? Or 2?
There's 3 runner-ups, but then there's 15 honorable mentions.
Well, so you're more likely to get the earrings and stuff, but still a pretty good chance for the other things.
There you go. That's from Professor Sid right there. And I have to say that's pretty cool. I like the video a lot. The music was pretty good too. I mean, it was, very very solid. A lot of just straight ahead piano renditions though going on in this contest. So I wanted to check out some of the other sorts of variations on entries that exist as well. And so we get this one coming to us from Charmander.
Cute name.
Which this also has like an in-game video with it.
A little choppy though.
Well,
it's not a video contest.
Yeah, you can't judge them for their frame rate. Good God.
I can, and I am.
Come on, guys. So she's a teacher. Belittling people for their shortcomings is the whole point.
God. Please mute him. Every video you're going to do this, please mute him. I'm allowed to have an opinion too.
Of course. We just, we wouldn't want to point out the good things they're doing. Give them positive reinforcement.
No, it's just who bought you that video card, right? And you're
not Kallo.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Kallo.
Well, I don't think it was Charmander either. If we're going to be fair.
Excuse me, it's Charmander.
I think this is pretty cool. Kind of like a. Just like a more like electronic take on it.
Yeah, see, I don't have these kind of skills. I'd just be playing like flute. Can I?
Yeah, you could probably do it.
I could play my oboe. How many people play oboe?
Oh, come on.
That's all I got. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, and I like how layered it is too. There it is. I heard the theme.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I'm like waiting for like a beat to come in though.
Waiting for like a big change.
Yeah, I was waiting for like a big drop in, and it just, I mean, I like it. That definitely a solid entry there. But I mean, and yeah, I guess it's a good thing that we're not judges for this. But
I don't know. I really like because usually that's what I'm listening for in a song as well. But the fact that it was just kind of the same constant thing the whole way, I think also sort of does a really good job of creating a metaphor for what the broom really is, which is, you know, the downtrodden of Ishgard, who basically this is the life they lead all the time. There is no upturn, there is no upbeat. It's just
monotonous.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess I wouldn't have thought about it thematically like that. But that's again that was the entry from Charmander. Let's check out this third North American entry with Octavian Melody. So here we go.
Okay, I already don't like that you can see that they used a program and aren't actually playing it. Fuck them.
Well,
it's still music, man.
It's still, yeah,
there
Jesus
are different
Christ.
forms of talent.
I'm
Nika.
kidding. I don't really mean fuck them, but I know. I just
You
think
want? I can
there's
make
something to
another
be
dig
said
at the
about,
American
like,
education program.
Actually, oh my God, damn it, Kallo.
Well, look.
I think there's something to be said about actually playing it for a contest.
And no,
like,
as someone
you
who's
can make mistakes when you play it. Computer programs don't make mistakes.
As someone who has used Fruity Loops, it's not.
And if you
It's
make
not
a
an easy
mistake
program
playing an instrument, it's not like it's like, oh fuck, I have to use this video. You just fucking start over again.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, no, Nika, now you have to do it in one take.
See, I like this change right here where it gets into the organ.
But they used answers too.
Yeah.
So what?
Not original. Someone else already did that.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to be critical and fair.
No, you're kind of being an asshole.
Someone has to.
That's why she makes such a great teacher.
I'm trying to be encouraging to get other people to enter, and you're just like, yeah. I think you're like, I've got a shot here. I need to dissuade everyone else from
I was gonna say, like, I'm sitting here actually writing some lyrics out, but I don't want to be judged so harshly by Nika if I actually make a video.
Oh God, you're such an asshole.
Oh, and here they worked in the opening theme. Is that unoriginal too, Nika?
Dragon
No
sound?
one's done that yet. That's cool. Okay, that actually sounds really good.
Decibel says these people are deviating from Nika's lesson plan.
God damn it, you guys.
And you're right, Lloyd. Nika's right. There is a big difference between electronic orchestras
Absolutely.
and actually playing it, but they still both take talent and time.
Just a different. It's
Frederick
different
really
skills.
has a strong ear. Like, to mix in the prelude with this is really nice.
It's a totally different skill set between the two of them. It just is. I mean, there's no way that you can say that electronic music isn't
I like Nihilist's Burn because it's short, sweet, and it's classic. Those who can't do, teach.
I actually have a video. I need to find that. There's a whole video response for that somewhere, and I will find it.
For those who can't do, teach?
Yeah, and it's amazing. It will change your mind if that's really what you believe. I need to find it.
No, I just think it's funny as an insult to use against teachers.
No.
No, she said.
No, just no.
When you know you've won an argument against the teacher, get out of my classroom.
Go to the principal's office. There's no principal's office, Nika. You can't send anyone there. All right. So there you go. There's 3 entries from the North American entries. So why don't we now move to the Japanese region, and this one comes to us from Lena Silt. So this is Lena Silt's entry. I like it already on a harp.
A harp.
On a harp.
Now, is it a real harp? Or
It's a real harp.
It's a real harp.
You sure?
Yes.
I wonder.
Yes,
I always
otherwise
wonder
why
why
would they need a
Watching her
microphone?
play it, dickhead.
We're watching her play something.
Oh my gosh! But it's always interesting how the Japanese people on YouTube, until they're actually like famous or known, they hide their faces. It's a thing. Once they become discovered, then they'll take it off.
I was gonna say, are you sure it's not just because, like, you know, maybe she doesn't want to cough all over people?
No, I'm positive. I used to watch like a whole bunch of Japanese artists back in the day, and like every single, if they were like somewhere from high school through like mid-20s, they always covered their faces until they signed with some kind of company, and then they would take it off. It was weird. Like, even just in the related videos, I see other people with their faces covered.
And rhetorical. Holy shit, here comes the second harp. I didn't even know. I was not expecting that.
Oh, it's herself. It's a double.
Or twins.
No, it's the same girl.
You can't see her face, Nika.
I
You don't know.
suppose.
Surprise. Plot twist.
This is pretty.
This is really well done.
It's a different harp. This girl's really talented.
What gave it away? The fact that they're two different colors?
And one's smaller.
That could just be good photo editing.
Totally gonna do an acapella version of this.
I enjoy that very much. I like how it's like framed, and you're like, oh, she didn't really like frame that totally well, and then you're like, oh wait, there's another person walking into frame. Holy shit!
That was good.
Surprise! All right, let's check out this next one.
Thank you, Sayino. Says Kallo is tearing it up today, and they love it. And Nika telling them to get the fuck out.
Hang on, I linked the wrong one.
Oh,
that's okay. I got it. I've got it fixed. This next one is coming to us from, and I love this name, Jerris Full Moon. Sounds like he's jealous of the full moon.
He's jealous.
No, he's jealous.
No, it's jealous.
No, well, the way you say it makes it sound bad. Anyway, this comes from Jerris Full Moon.
Wait, I don't have this link.
Look for it in the related videos. Yeah, I fucked up the linking. So, you find it?
No.
Really?
It's from Jarvis Full Moon.
It's not there.
It definitely is there. I guarantee you.
Don't be so jealous.
Oh, there I found it.
There you go. Gosh. All right. Here we go from Jerris Full Moon.
Every time you say that name.
It's jealous, right? With an R?
Yeah.
More piano.
But I like the background. It's like bells.
This is like a Christmas thing.
It is.
Yeah, the snow and the bells.
It's all Christmassy.
Wintry. It doesn't have to be Christmas. God. Ooh.
Plot twist again.
Oh! Who saw that coming? Not me.
Okay, so this is the mix. He's actually playing guitar, but the drums are synthesized. Okay.
So he would actually get a partial grade on this Nika's music class.
That is, yeah, it is. It feels like Nika's music class. That's what we'll call this bit.
God damn it.
We're going to teach you the proper way to crush children's dreams.
Damn, he is really good.
Yeah, wow. I'm impressed.
He's like, I mean, easily, like, this reminds me a little bit of Husky.
Look at that!
Oh, damn, dude. He's killing it.
I mean, it does have a Husky feel, but I feel like he's a lot, like, I don't know if you can say lighter than Husky.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm definitely jealous right now.
I'm definitely full moon. Now.
Oh, this is so good.
Okay, this guy has a real shot, I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely impressed here.
Oh, and ends it the same way you started it with bookends. It's nice. So, Nika, what grade would you give this guy?
I'm actually not a music teacher, so I couldn't tell you.
Could have fooled me. Nice.
I give him an A+.
Nice. Well done. Well done, Jerris.
Jarvis.
What are you doing back by that mic?
I don't want to sit on the damn bucket anymore. Man.
He gets a bucket?
He brought his own bucket, okay?
That's convenient.
Well, could you at least stop dropping your shit all over the floor? You're disrupting the show.
Yeah, the shit goes in the bucket.
It's distracting.
That's how it goes. Okay.
Yes.
It's for extreme gaming.
You know, even animals can figure that out, you know? My cat knows how to poop in a bin. Just saying.
You have your DPS zerg down their range DPS, and while your tank keeps the healer occupied. Hopefully you have a paladin so you can just chain stun when you need to. And yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I feel like there obviously is strategy and nuances to it, but in the end, it's basically all about trying to get that first tempo swing where they have 3 and you have 4, and then just steamroll from there.
Okay, so because I remember, the last time that we had Joe Never on, we were kind of theorizing about some of this. He was pointing out like a lot of strategy already that he saw that I think that we never even thought of. So things like the heavy metal debuff and stuff like that. Was there any kind of like target change or target switching being called out, or was it just kind of like like you said, when you're in like front lines or seal rock and stuff like that, where it's just like if you see ranged DPS, take them out. If you see healers, take them out. So it was less about trying to prioritize targets to get medals and more about just killing things as quickly as you can.
Yeah, exactly, because you have to reach a certain amount. I think it's 800 medals, maybe 600 or something. But basically, you want to just go and basically win the tempo, basically. And after that, once it gets down to the wire, whoever has the most medals are going to drop more. So once you get close to that threshold, then you're going to want to switch over to the tank, who will likely have the most amount of medals, and just take out their big supply and get a huge supply back in. So
you said you won some and you lost some, right?
Yeah.
Were each of the matches, was it pretty clear, all right, they're in the lead now, they win, we're in the lead now, we win, or was there some...
It's actually kind of 50-50. It depends. In one of the early ones that I did, I had let's see, I felt like we were actually losing pretty hard, but we actually were able to overcome our deficit because we started prioritizing healers and getting really clutch kills on targets that should have not died.
Okay, so there is actually enough of a strategy to it to where if you're down enough, you can come back, as opposed in frontline and seal rock. At certain points, you're just all right, guys, let's hang it up.
Right, pretty much. There's a lot of coordination and teamwork involved, and if you don't have a voice chat, you're kind of really putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Yeah, gimped. Yeah.
I mean, it's really about really quick moments and quick decision making. If you see your ninja that accidentally bumps into the other team. And
how do you accidentally bump into the hornet's nest?
Because the summoner had low HP, and I can get him. So I go in
for the clutch kill,
and then everyone just suddenly converged on me, and I'm like, shit. So
this is a bad idea.
So
Abort.
Yeah, I try to sprint. They lock me down. I purify. They lock me down again, and my healer was just too far away to save me. So, yeah, it was pretty bad. So.
Now, who did you blame for that?
Myself.
Okay. All right. At least you're honest with it.
Dude, if you bump in and you don't secure the kill, then you only have yourself to blame.
That's like the real life version of someone throwing their controller at the ground and having it pop back up and hit him in the face.
Yeah.
You really only have yourself to blame.
Yeah. I mean, my team could have helped, but then they would have just put themselves even further out, and it would have been snowballing. So no, it was my fault.
Okay.
So.
All right. So Pops, once you decided to go in on Bard, how much of a change did you notice between that and a healer?
There was a big change, actually. Like you said, I was completely ignored, actually.
Yeah.
I went right up next to people, and they would not hit me at all.
As Bard?
Yeah.
So not just Bard, because you were ranged DPS and you were away from it, but people were just flat out.
I was right next to the adrenaline box. They're the chest right there. And people were just flying by me left and right, and I'm just picking people off. Yeah, I mean, there's a big change.
Okay, well, the problem is you went in as Bard, and as we all know, Bards are not summoners. And if you don't have a summoner, you're already at a disadvantage. And if you have a Bard who's next to people, then you're doing less damage because Bards and Machinists have a range penalty, and you have to be a certain distance away from people.
Oh my God, I forgot about that thing exists in PvP.
But my target was farther away. I'm talking about people coming up right next to me, just running after me, or running after other people past me.
As a Bard, you have to be always on the move, staying about one... what's that move where you jump away from them? what is that?
I don't.
Repelling shot?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
You have to be roughly that distance away from someone to get your full 100%. Otherwise, you're doing...
From everybody?
From whoever you're hitting.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
So-
about. They
so
were
basically-
farther away.
Yeah, but not too far away. If you're like max distance, then you're only doing like 25% damage.
So Juxta, is your theory that the reason they didn't bother to attack Papa Woody is because they saw that he was a fucking noob?
It's possible. I mean, if you have a bard who's just standing still and he's either really, really far away or he's really, really close, then he's kind of no threat at all. Mm-hmm. Especially if they don't have a summoner on the team because they have a bard.
Do you want to try and get Nika back in here?
I'm trying.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying.
Cool. So,
You're trying?
But there's no internet connection on this computer.
Then restart it.
I'm trying. That's what I'm doing.
Jeez.
Sounds like my bard skills are coming over here to Juxta on computer skills.
God damn. Do you know how to restart? It's down there at the...
the whole computer?
Yeah.
It's not going to take forever?
No, that's a nice computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
I'll do that then.
Yeah.
All right. So we've gotten a healer's thoughts on or initial thoughts on it. We've gotten the DPS's thoughts on it. I'm assuming you went in as a tank, right?
Yes, I did.
So
I went in also as a machinist as well, but
why would you do that?
Because just for
you're just an asshole.
Just for fun. Just for fun.
You pulled a Skuro. You Skuroed an entire party.
I did.
All right. So your initial thoughts on going into the feast as a tank, then? How was it compared to the other PvPs that you've done?
It was a lot faster. It was a lot more chaotic. A little tougher to tell what's going on. And I think that there's a couple of reasons. Like there's a couple of factors that sort of play into that. The first being like you don't it's harder to tell what a mage's job is. So it's sort of like a tank kind of keeps the same role. You bug the healers.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it's tough because when you see the little mother, Lalafell healers are the worst.
Oh my god, I hate Lalafell so much.
I can't tell what the fuck they are. They're just holding a stick. That's all it is.
Wait, hold on. Does not say above their head like black mage, white mage?
I'm gonna address that. It actually tells you. It tells you
that was a great drop, Juxta. Nice job.
Thank you.
That totally wasn't the computer restarting.
I know. It's no. It totally tells you their name and their title. And I want to know if there's a way you can turn that off and bring it back to Summoner, Black Mage, Astrologian.
I don't think there is.
Why would they suddenly abandon that for this version of PvP? Especially because the reason that I thought they did that to begin with was to stop people from like harassing or griefing you outside of PvP. Like when it ends up, that's kind of bullshit.
I like it though. I like the fact that names are displayed.
I always wish they were.
I like that you can that would be like an option. Like I like that idea, but personally, I just want to know what the fuck that thing is.
No, you're right. I wish that instead of displaying the title, they displayed the person's role.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck do I need to know their title?
Yeah.
They are the last resort.
It's totally not even.
Maybe I should be juxtaposition the white, so it's like I'm a white mage, but I'm a ninja.
Maybe if you were a black mage or something, that would help.
No. What? I'm going to glamour myself in like the witch's outfit, so it's like looks like I'm a caster. I have robes on, but I'm just fucking stabbing you in the fucking face. Pro PvP strats. You heard it here, guys.
A whole new level of meta discussion going on there. So, did you win or did you lose, Aniero?
I won, I think 4 times, and then I lost like 3 or 4 times. It was like all wins and then all losses.
Now,
and the thing is, the entire time I couldn't tell whether we were winning or losing.
I was my next question.
I was only going by how many wolf marks I got. Like I was like, oh, 300. I guess we won.
You didn't see that giant like UI element at the top of the screen where it says fangs and claws?
Yeah, but I don't know which one I'm a part of.
I think the red is the fangs, right?
You didn't feel like an ebb and flow within the battle?
No, it was chaos. It was just chaos the whole time. It's kind of like Slaughter. It really is. But
just on a smaller scale.
I mean, it's chaotically fun though.
Yeah, it is. The problem is like opposed to like front lines and CL Rock and stuff, it's that your personal responsibility to your team is so much larger compared to when you have 24 other people helping you.
That is true. It's hard to hide your shittiness.
Yeah.
Right?
Or your apathy. I'm just gonna go over here in the corner and
really
hide. Now, all right. Here's the thing.
Okay,
Here's the thing.
this isn't Seal Rock.
No,
Kallo.
I know. That was just a joke. All right, look. I thought. All right. Building up to this, we've known the feast has been coming for a while, right? I thought that things like Slaughter or Seal Rock, I thought that those were a nice appetizer, for what was going to be coming with the feast. All right, and I mean those type of things kind of gave us like a real hunger for like some really good meaty PvP, right? So I think with this finally coming out, people were finally going to get a chance to appease that mouth-watering urge that they needed for Slaughter, right? But I got to tell you, you know what? After sitting down at the table and getting me a plate of this PvP, it really wasn't filling for me.
Really?
Yeah. Not much of a feast. More of a snack.
I'm kind of surprised. I don't know. I mean, like, I kind of don't know why they called it the feast, first of all.
So that I can get all these awesome puns in.
The name is a little bit weird, but overall I kind of dig it. I like it. It's fast. It's not as involved. You're not as I feel like you get into a Seal Rock match and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm here for 20 minutes. But
hide.
Gosh.
If you're not a terrible person.
Okay, but Seal Rock, like, you can just, like, go do whatever. Oh, blast some people, come back, and, like, whatever. But with this, like, I feel like I have to try so hard because I'm 25% of this team. Well, more like 50% if I'm the ninja. But
I assume that everybody tried the solo queue. Nobody tried party queue.
No,
right?
I did not try
now,
party.
You know
that's
what?
terrifying.
Yeah, it really is.
But the fact that we have our own Discord server now, I don't know. I think putting together like a PvP night or a feast night or something like that
would be fun.
Might be something that would be a lot more fun because Jux, I mean, you said that you feel like being able to have actual communication with people is
definitely
gonna up the ante.
Yeah,
but the other thing is that other people are probably gonna have it as
everyone's
well.
gonna be
so. If only we could queue as a group into the solo queue.
That's what other people would do, and it'd be even worse.
Yeah, it really would. But if do you guys know, like, is it 4-on-4 if you queue with a party?
Yes, 4-on-4.
It is. Okay, so I think that would actually change it a lot too, because 8-on-8 is you cut it in half. That is of course going to change the nature of the match.
Actually, 8-on-8 versus 4-on-4 is like, I feel like that would be a huge dynamic. Now, admittedly, I haven't tried 8-on-8, but I feel like that would just depend so much more on your healers.
So you queued as a party?
No, I did 4-on-4 solo.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But, like, just because you have 4 DPS, like, that much burst, you have to have... your healers would have to be on their ball with their heals, because as soon as they switch to anything, if your healers aren't, like that, then they're going to take someone out.
It's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
We went 8-on-8, and the bursts were so phenomenal. I mean, boom, one died. It was just quick.
See, that, and I like that about 8v8, like, I'm not... I haven't tried 4-on-4 just because I feel like it's just...
I feel like it would be longer because obviously, like, there's less damage coming out at you, so your healers actually have more chance to actually cast spells and get heals off or whatever.
Right.
But to me, I feel like that would make ninjas a lot more useful because we have that slashing debuff, which nobody remembers, but you have a minus 20% healing received on that slashing debuff.
Mortal wound debuff.
Yes.
As it is. Do warriors not have that on their slashing debuff?
Yes, they should have that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the only 2 classes that have it.
So I think we've got Nika back.
Yeah, we should have Nika.
Could you guys hear me?
No, we couldn't.
Oh, I was trying to talk.
All right. Well, that
would be why no one could respond to me.
Well, that wraps up the PvP discussion.
All right.
We're done with it. No, we're done.
Oh, okay.
All right, Nika. So would you like to tell us about your experiences in the feast?
Sure. I only went in as tank, and I noticed that, like, some groups had strategy, and some groups were, like, totally, like, what? Like, the first time I joined, they're like, okay, we're gonna focus on this person because this person dies really fast, and you're gonna focus on this, and tank, you focus on this healer, and you focus on this healer. I'm like, okay. Sure. And then the next group I went in, I was like, okay, so this is my second time here. What's the strategy? And they're like, kill people, get coins. I'm like,
kill people, get tombs.
I was like, okay, sure. So that time I actually ended up killing like 4 people, and that was awesome. Whereas the first time I was just harassing this one single healer, and he was probably getting pissed off at me, but whatever.
I assume you went as Paladin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I did notice also you guys were complaining about not knowing their role. You can actually click on them and click examine and see what they are.
Yeah, because I've got time. How do you have time to examine someone?
We're killing people, Nika.
I don't know. On controller, it's real easy. I just hit square. It pops up. Like, it's not that hard.
Okay, well, if you're going to go to that effort, you just look up at the top of the screen and you see, like, that UI element. It'll tell you their name and their job right next to it.
Yeah.
So, it's...
But again, I just...
Okay, if you're a Paladin, yes, I could understand not you having plenty of free time to do whatever you want. But if you're playing as, like, a real
Dude,
job...
I managed to kill a lot of people. And, like, also,
Kill steal, more like.
Yeah, there you go.
No way. I was harassing a lot of people. But I also noticed, like... You were saying you've only done 4-on-4 and didn't do 8-on-8. Like, I was queuing for both over and over again, and 8-on-8 got the queue first every single time. It's like nobody was queuing for 4-on-4.
Yeah, DeWolfie in the chat brings up a good point. Just look at the screen and remember their names before the match begins.
I can't do that.
But there's too many people to remember who's who, so I didn't...
I mean, if you're in 4v4, it's probably easy.
Oh yeah. I was trying to figure out if you can like click on the score and bring the scoreboard back up.
You can. There's a way.
I can't figure
out. I couldn't figure it out.
I closed it one day and then I realized, oh no, I lost my scoreboard. Where'd it go?
I couldn't figure out how to get it back open.
I can't know either.
It's a big UI element, though.
It's huge.
It's massive. So I think the first thing is that it is remarkably faster than Frontlines or
which it should
Seal
be.
Rock.
You know, that should definitely be something. And it's weird because when we first got Seal Rock, didn't we also have the comment that it was faster than what was before it, which was Frontlines?
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, Seal, and I think a lot of that has to do with the map. The map, you've got, I mean, it first of all, you've got 2 levels there, although nobody uses the lower level that I've ever seen. Like, I've seen people get pushed down there, but I've never actually seen them use it tactically.
Oh my god, I bet that's an 8v8, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
But I also think that, like, if you're comparing it to Frontlines, like, just look at the style of play. Like, literally, this is kill people, get coins, whereas Frontlines, like, stand in one spot and hold this tower while you get information. Like, the style is different, so of course.
Well, no, yeah, obviously. I mean, and unless you look at how in Frontlines when you would try and take something, then it was just, hey, chaos.
Yeah,
definitely.
But I mean, it is. You're in a much more confined area. It's taking you. You've got 2 teams, not 3, and it's taking you basically like what's that movie? Highlander style, or no, not Highlander.
Battle Royale.
No, fucking
the Hunger Games.
The movie with Mel Gibson.
Star Wars.
Lethal Weapon.
No, Jesus. Star Wars. All of you.
Lord of the Rings.
But no, Mel Gibson?
Yeah, Mel Gibson, where he's...
Die Hard.
Is the Scottish...
Braveheart.
Thank you.
Okay.
Braveheart style, where you're just... you've got 2 teams at either end, and you're just going at it in the middle.
Kill Bill!
Stop it. God damn. Awful. But yes, and I think that's much more conducive to the fast, chaotic play style.
Definitely. It's obviously a great addition to what we have, and I think the fact that it does go faster is obviously something that people want. I mean, whatever PvP mode we end up seeing after this, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's condensed down to an even faster version, because the whole point, I think, of these seasons is you want to sort of be able to log on one night and hammer out a lot of them to be able to get a higher score. You don't want it to be like, especially now with like if we're going to compare it to like Seal Rock, for example, the queues are horrendous depending on where you are.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're talking like 45 minutes worth of queue times,
and then you spend 30 minutes in the actual match. There's over an hour and you've done one match.
Yeah.
All right, now I have a question. Why did you guys queue up for 8v8? Because you don't actually get ranking in that mode.
Well, I didn't queue for a ranking for 4v4 either, because I just feel like I don't know enough about it yet to risk losing rank points.
That's exactly it, is I didn't want to risk.
But you don't... the way you get points is by winning. Right now you start at 0, so...
You lose nothing.
And I don't think you even lose the points when you lose. Because I'm pretty sure I'm still.
Wait, really?
I think, unless like you're doing like
what kind
a
of
league
rank
match.
system is that?
You
then? 'Cause
just
then
don't
eventually
gain.
everyone's just going to be max.
Yeah.
Everyone just wins.
Okay, you might lose points at like higher tiers,
At a certain
but at bronze, you don't lose anything.
Like if you're playing ranking in Hearthstone, you actually don't start losing ranks until like I think
20.
19 or 20.
Apollyon confirms that you do lose rank.
Okay, it might. Okay,
But can you see like a count of like how many games you've won versus how many games you've lost?
Yes.
Can you see that? Yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
what I didn't want to do that until I knew how to
have a terrible win-loss ratio
I didn't
forever.
want to have it like 0 wins and like 8,000.
Yeah,
losses.
who goes into who goes into match play blind?
Who cares?
I do. So yeah,
I care, so I'm not gonna do that.
Plus 8v, I feel like 8v8's like just more fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun.
You also feel like you have a little bit less of a responsibility because you have more people to split it with.
That's true too.
That's definitely a big.
It's a good learning. It's a good learning mechanism because you do feel just like a little bit more of like a team as opposed to like it's all on you. Like you have all the responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, like Juxta said, you go in 4v4 as a ninja, and like half the responsibility is on you.
Right.
And then if the other DPS is a
fucking bard,
or heaven forbid, a fucking machinist. Gosh, now you have to carry all these plebs.
Jeez. So what is exactly the metagame? Like, what is like there is a metagame that happens between each of the PvPs. And it seems like there is a different idea. Like tanks don't necessarily go after the healers. And Nika was talking about this a second ago, where the first couple of matches, you go in there, you annoy the healers, but it seems like you can contribute in better ways other places than just annoying
because like
healers.
harassing the healer, sure, like they allowed other people to kill people because the healer kept getting interrupted, but I want to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I
be a
started attacking
DPS.
other people, and I got points, and that made me look cool and feel cool. And it made me want to keep playing because I was killing people.
No, bad Nika, bad. Okay, you're basically the goalie of Final Fantasy 14 PvP as a
But
tank.
I'm not having fun if I'm not doing anything.
Then you need to go in as a DPS.
DPS.
Then you need to go in as a DPS.
But she doesn't have fun unless she's on Paladin.
That's not true.
She wants to be a DPS Paladin, guys.
So what is
Let the red mage melee.
So what is the metagame going on here? Like
it's all down to the coins, I mean, if you remember when we had Joe on one of these previous episodes when we first started talking and kind of thinking about this. I mean, he had came up with a lot of like interesting ideas that at that point I don't think anybody had really considered, and I think that you're not going to see as much meta, or you're going to see a really like corrupted version of it in the solo 4v4 because it's a lot harder to communicate, right? But when it comes down to like having your teams and stuff, it's gonna be learning how to prioritize certain targets. And I think the really, really good teams, if they can get the other teams to sort of play to the way that they want to, you can sort of find a way to like push medals onto certain people, because the longer you go without dying, is it the more medals you have or is it the more kills?
You get medals by picking up the medals from people you kill.
Okay, so you actually have to. So just because you get the kill, somebody else can grab your medals.
Right, exactly.
Okay. So if you can push like all those medals onto people that are easier to kill, like that could be huge.
Yeah, like that's the thing though. Like you also don't want to put too many medals onto one person because
then they get the debuff.
If they get the debuff, and if they die, then they lose half those medals.
I'm talking about not on your team, but if you're getting the enemy team.
I don't feel like you can really control how much where the medals go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously you can to an extent, but I feel like if they want to put all the medals on the tank, then that's what's going to happen. Like there's not really too much of a way to prevent them, because I don't know how long the medals stay up like on the field, but I feel like it's long enough to where even if you try to like sleep them, bind them, they can still eventually go back and pick up the medals. So, but I mean, it's
because the medals would have to stay, because it's always the same number of. I lost my train of thought. Never mind. Wow.
Right.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
That thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it seems like there's gonna need to be time for like a definitive like dogmatic meta to come out. Like, you know, if you're queuing as this is what you're doing, and sort of, you know, like I think it takes a while for that sort of stuff to really shake out.
Not to mention with something like this, because it's not just, you know, one overall goal, like, oh, control this place,
right?
You know, and because you can go in with different compositions, you know, different jobs, and at this point, like, jobs really are going to start playing a bigger role in what you take in. You're going to see different kinds of metas that start to pop out. You know?
And you've also got the offensive supplies, the defensive supplies that pop sort of towards the back, and then in the middle, you've got the adrenaline boost. You know, those you know, competing for those and trying to get those, that's also going to play into it. And it seems like there's an interesting use of space. Like, there are certain teams that will just blitz the shit out of the other side.
Feast on that. Hashtag potato in.
Thank you, Ciano. Thank you. There are teams who will just run a complete blitz on the other side.
Yeah, probably compositions that include the warrior, because warriors as a tanks do more damage versus a paladin who's much more controlling. Though the warrior compositions, along with probably a summoner and probably a dragoon, dragoon or a monk, those compositions that just have so much damage just want to bum rush you as fast as they can.
See, this is what I'm most looking forward to out of having an actual PvP season and having smaller bouts like this, you know, than when you have the huge fucking giant alliances in the other modes, is knowing what I know, or, you know, what me and Juxa have seen through, like, you know, World of Warcraft PvP seasons. Each PvP season, there's usually a composition or two that rises above the rest that in some way is, like, so overpowered. And it's going to be interesting for us, because so far the only types of buffs or nerfs we've ever gotten through the lifespan of this game is in PvE situations, right? Which aren't really as imminent, because if you have, like, let's say that, you know, Dragoon is, like, super fucking overpowered, all that means is you're bringing more Dragoons. You don't really have people complaining about it, because Aniero, you would still be benefiting from having a Dragoon in your party, right?
Right.
But now, if this ends up happening in the Feast, well, let's say, you know, taking in a Summoner Dragoon combo is just, like, fucking devastating, right? Like, they can't fucking be beat. It's not just going to be a gradual, they'll get nerfs eventually. Like, people are going to be up in arms about this kind of stuff, and when you want to talk about what kind of meta is going to end up, you know, coming into play, is when that's all you're going up against, you know, and when you as a Dark Knight, for example, have no kind of recourse against a particular overpowered setup, you do not know frustration, my friend.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of people in the chat chiming in with Dark needs some love in the PvP arena. Yeah. You know, Dark is definitely the least sought after of all of the tanks. Yeah.
You are now the Nika of PvP.
Well,
it's because like I don't know what Darks can really do, but I don't feel like they have the pure disruption capabilities of a Paladin. Along with Paladin's fucking cover, that shit is super fucking annoying. You get a fucking ranged DPS down to a sliver of their health, cover goes off, they're alive for like 40 seconds or 15 seconds, something. Yeah, and then you have warriors, obviously just being able to crank out so much damage so quickly.
Right.
But Dark Knights, I don't know what they can really do that stands them out apart from those two.
So now here's another question. How have you guys noticed your own personal play style changing in the Feast? I mean, because there's like a certain, I don't know, you use some kind of a certain rhythm in PvP, and I find that I am playing a lot differently even inside the Feast than I do with other PvP matches. So, like, how have you guys noticed that it affects your playstyle?
Personally, you know what? I haven't actually used DOTs that often. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I
never feel like this isn't even just an FF. This is just in any MMO PvP I've ever done, unless I'm a class that specifically specializes like in Druid. Those DOTs, like what I assume Summoner would or Shadow Priest did in World of Warcraft. I don't do them because I feel like either they're not going to be alive long enough for that to matter, or, you know, if someone's like I don't know if can our DOTs like be cleansed or taken off in any way?
They can if you use. There's a PvP special move that takes off negative.
Yeah, purify.
Yeah, like I just feel like
Especially a long cooldown, though.
If let's say you're going 1-on-1 with someone, right? And like if that matchup between you and them only lasts like 20 seconds, right, before like something's determined. What have our dots done in 20 seconds? Nowhere near as much as our
blue one would tick for its full duration. So that's
okay, sure, but I feel like combined with how much damage we could be pumping out per global cooldown with our actual physical straight up moves, I feel like the differences aren't that much. Like you see people chunking down so quick when they're going up against other classes, and it's just like I always feel like I don't want to. Like it's useless putting up my DOTs because people either die so fast or they just don't die so fast.
Right, and as a ninja, like we have so much burst that I feel like putting a DOT is kind of like not playing to our strength, which is bursting as hard as you can.
Yeah,
obviously, I would say using the off global cooldown because Ninja has the one DOT that's just its own move, but I wouldn't bother with the DOT that's part of the combo.
Oh, mutilate.
Right, but I feel like the one on
the combo gets its damage out quicker because it's only what 18 seconds,
15, I think.
15 seconds.
Yeah, it's super quick and super strong.
I don't know. I feel like as a ninja, it's probably going to take a lot of research and kind of looking at other people in PvP because I feel like our toolbox is so big that what we use might be really, really, really fucking dependent on the situation.
Now, look, I understand that we have a lot of fun here, but bragging about the size of your toolbox, I think that crosses a line.
I can show you. I'll prove it.
I know.
Do you want? I'll bring up. We have proof online.
I know you were trying to do a Trump impression earlier, but we don't need to take it that far, man.
That's your penis.
That was a joke.
So yeah, as a ninja, all I know is that I want to throw up my slash and debuff on basically everyone I possibly can.
Yes, no, that is a definite, absolute must. That 20% down on healing is,
and even like we start in PvP, we use fucking Hyotan, the ice move, all the fucking time as a bind, just so you can bind them and then fucking limit break the shit out of someone.
And you know what? That's actually something that's really weird to get used to because usually,
like, how do I do this?
Right, how do I do this again? What's the button combination on that?
And it's like, that felt weird.
Right? It feels like I'm making a mistake because that's usually how you get that one up.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've noticed myself, like, I like my plan has devolved. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's way more reactionary the way that the other person is playing, and way less about like going in and having a plan. Like, like I've got this for an opener. Like, I think that's maybe the most that you can get. Right.
There's no rotation, which is weird because like in PvP your rotation is usually optimized to use your entire toolkit to its absolute perfection. And you're right, when you're in PvP there is no rotation or priority going on.
And it depends on who you're fighting too. Like as a paladin, my main enmity combo has like the strength down, but I'm not going to use that on a mage.
Right, and that's what we're saying.
So there is a little strategy. You just you don't have a rotation.
No. We're not saying that there isn't strategy, but when you go in, all right. For example, when you go into -4, every single time you go in there, you're executing the same strategy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course there's strategy, but you're not going in saying, all right, this is the rotation I'm going to use. It depends entirely on what you're going up against.
Yeah. Exactly, which I actually kind of like. I mean, it's dynamic gameplay for the first time in a long time with this game, and I mean the fact that they're starting to add more dynamics to fights. I mean, PvP has always been dynamic because you're not
That's
playing.
The nature of the game.
Exactly.
But
it's the nature of PvP.
Yeah, but at the same time, with the scope and the size of all the PvP we've had before this. Yeah, it's chaotic and it changes as you go, but because you're not as integral necessarily to the win, that it still doesn't give the same sense as what Feast does.
See, I mean, you guys did the Wolves Den. I never did.
I actually never did the Wolves Den.
I never did the Wolves Den.
And all he did was win trading, so really he hasn't done the Wolves Den either.
I've done some real Wolves Denning.
Yeah.
Not as much as Feasting.
Even when you win trade, you get put into a couple of ones that you can't predict. But so, I mean, do you feel like the speed has increased from the Wolves Den? I felt like the Wolves Den was. So. You don't think so?
Okay, well, The problem with the Wolves Den was just the huge long queue time, but I would say that Wolves Den by far is much, much quicker because as soon as you get someone dead, unless you have the healer still alive, that person's staying dead forever.
That's true.
So that's why Wolves Den, like, you get one kill.
Yeah, from front to back, the game overall is very short. But I'm talking about the speed of the play, the speed of the combat.
Oh.
Because that's a much more tactical. You're 4-on-4. It's going to be way more tactical. It's going to be way less chaotic. So I'm kind of curious, like. We shrunk the size of the teams. We shrunk the size of the map. I think both of those contribute to the chaos factor and to the speed.
Yeah.
And, because when you would queue into a Frontlines match and you would only get, an 8v8v8.
The worst.
It felt empty.
Yeah.
It didn't feel fast. It felt empty and it felt slow. Yeah. So, I mean, by decreasing not just the participants, but the size of the arena, I think that was a smart thing for Square Enix to do.
There's actually a different side to it, too, because it does feel faster, but in a sense, there's parts of it that I think are a little bit, I don't like using the term slower, but hear me out. There are certain instances where you're in something like Seal Rock, where let's say, for example, you in the Feast, Juxta, you bamfed into the Hornet's Nest and they fed you your own asshole. That happened a lot more in Seal Rock. Like, you wanted to go in and let's say, go up and participate in combat, but if you went up when there's this big clusterfuck, what ends up being overall like a good 5-10 minute battle, for you might have only been 20 seconds because everyone just decided you get to die because
you're in range now, so congrats.
Right.
Whereas in the Feast and 4v4 especially, there isn't so much of that fear of just total complete annihilation. Like in Seal Rock, there's a lot of times where I'm like, I want to go fight, but I'm just going to die really quick, so I'm not going to do that.
There's 10 people over there, so I'm just going to chill out with my 10 people
right,
and wait for someone else to come over here, and then I'll hit them.
Exactly. But in the Feast, you don't have as much of that. So in that sense, it's on an individual scale, the battle is longer. Does that make any sense? I don't know if that made sense.
Yeah, it's...
No.
You have more opportunities to actually participate in the PvP.
And a mistake doesn't necessarily mean you're dead instantly.
That too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, let's see. Do you guys think that this is an overall worthwhile addition to PvP? I think it does fill the gap of PvP, and it makes...
I think PvP, a lot more people are going to be doing it.
Well, I think it just makes PvP overall feel more robust. The problem is, I mean, because in the abstract, you look at PvP and you consider Wolves Den, you consider Frontlines, both Slaughter and Secure, and then you've got now the Feast. But, and I think, Kallo, you brought up a good point. The queue times for half of these events make them you can't even participate in them.
You can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped playing.
Yep.
And I feel like Frontlines is going to be so much longer now, though, because everyone's doing the Feast.
Exactly.
Because there's no reason to do it. And that's why what they need to do, if they want to be able to get more people participating in this stuff, is you need to make getting the rewards needs to be on a little bit of a longer timeline. Everyone goes in just wearing their PvE stuff, right?
Yeah.
Make PvP gear matter.
Well, in Wolves Den, doesn't morale actually affect Wolves Den?
Yes. But
so does that count in the Feast too?
It does, but it doesn't matter because the Feast is capped at item level 150.
So the gear that you get is being brought down anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But what if you have the 150 PvP gear with morale on it? Isn't that still going to make it better than any gear anyone else is wearing if it's no morale?
I'm pretty sure it's still capped at 150.
Right, but if yours has morale at 150 and someone else is just regular 150, it's still going to be better, right?
You do have that morale boost.
I guess.
Okay, but even in that sense, like, you could get all of that old 150 gear so easily and so quickly. The point is that you need people to be going into Seal Rock, to be going into Frontlines, to get more points, to raise their rank, to wear the better gear. You need them coming back and doing it. And if there's no reason to do it, you don't fucking do it.
Okay, the whole chat's lighting up. It says morale will only affect PvP gear and under 150.
So there's no 150 PvP gear?
No. So apparently it doesn't matter.
Give them a reason to do the other things.
Outside of glamour. I mean, because glamour really is the only reason I think people go after PvP. And what the fuck is that new PvP gear?
Oh, God.
What is that? It is the most hideous gear set they've ever added.
Twice in a row, they've had shitty PvP gear.
I don't know.
No, the last one, there was a few that were okay.
There were pieces in there. In fact, some of my new glamour uses.
Okay, pieces.
The ninja
I
one
want
right
the
now,
full
though.
set to be good.
The ninja one right now makes us look like Lady Gaga decided to design a Dark Knight AF set and give it to Ninja.
Mind blown.
It is really, really terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Square Enix.
Okay, well, do we want to talk about the rewards?
Yeah, let's talk about the rewards
that exist in solo queue ranked only.
Yes, let's talk about them because I haven't even seen them.
I haven't either.
So, well, for starters, one person out of the entire data center will receive the grand prize of a furnishing.
Is this like from the tournament?
No, this is from the season.
So basically,
the tournament.
The single top-ranked person will get it
of the
data center.
Oh,
what's the
Jesus,
furnishing
of the data center?
Of the data center.
Yeah, because the queues are for the entire data center, not just your server.
That's pretty cool. What's the?
We don't know.
We don't know.
And then I think it's the top 10 will get a body.
Okay.
And then I think the top 100 gets legs or a hat or something.
And we have no idea what these these look like, do we?
That's kind of cool. I don't want them to show us. Just let one random.
I think that is pretty cool.
Hold on though. You don't get the full set. You just get a piece of the set.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Because you have to keep playing. Why would you like play it once, win, and never play again?
That's brutal.
No, because each season you bring out a new set.
It's each season. So every like 2 months, and after that, you
wouldn't want to keep the same set each season because then what you're gonna get two of the same body if you're in the top like 100?
That the first time it's like the pants and then next time it's the hands.
No, that's not what he's saying. At the end of this season, if Juxta is 95, he gets the PvP body, but just the body. If Aniero is 150, he gets the legs, but just the legs. And if they come out with a new set each season, even if you're the best PvP person ever, you don't get the full set.
We don't know that they're coming out with a new set each season.
I think if you win the body, like if you're in the top 10, then you also probably get the top 100 thing too.
I would hope so, because that's so dumb.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And then after the top 1, 2, or 1, 10, and 100, after that, if you rank in whatever, then you might get an accessory. They didn't release any details.
I don't like that.
I like that a lot, actually.
I like it. It keeps you going.
The exclusivity, that's fine. Like give the top 100 people their gear set, that's fine. But the idea that I might be missing a single piece of that set forever...
Because you didn't do well enough. Because you didn't rank high enough.
Then don't give me any of it.
And you'd be missing the body.
Then don't give me any of it.
You'd be missing the body because the rewards stack.
I would throw away everything. If I could never get part of that, goodbye whole set. Goodbye whole set.
Dude, the best thing about glamour is that you can
Nope.
mix and match and find things that look good together.
Exactly.
Just give me
Exactly.
reward them the whole set or don't. Even if it's like the top 10.
Fuck you.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Yep.
I think it's cool that way because then it shows, all right, I was in the top 100. I only got part of it. Okay, but I was in the top 10.
10 people in the entire data center get to rock the entire set. That's fucking awesome.
But it would still be as awesome if the people below them didn't get anything.
So what, do you think they should have a different reward?
Yeah.
No.
Or just no reward.
That's
whatever.
perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. I think that's fantastic.
No, there shouldn't
The
be
better
no
you
reward
do, the
because
more
getting in the top 10 is really hard. So if you're never going to get in the top 10, but you get nothing unless you're in the top 10, no one would do it.
the better the reward. The better the reward.
I'm actually
the more the competition.
surprised that they're doing it as a straight like number of people and not like the top percentile.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
I like it though. I mean,
Makes it more exclusive that way.
yes,
so
the exclusivity is big.
gonna be
there.
That's what we've been saying. It needs
Exactly.
This game needs gearless, and putting gearless into PvP is how to get people to play.
See, Kallo.
The gearless would still
no,
be there if they
Kallo,
weren't getting parts of it.
all that's all you're projecting right now. That's just your gearless talking. You're like, nah, it's not fair because you're
No,
like,
but it's
I
not-
might not get. I'll never be
this
top
isn't
10 in the
about
data
fairness.
center.
This isn't about fairness because I'm saying keep it to the top 10, but just give them the whole thing, and I'm still not going to get that.
No,
right? I'm probably not even going to get even just the accessory, and that's fine. That is fine.
So what's the problem with
just the
someone
idea.
wearing someone winning the
Here's
pants,
thing.
the feet, and the head?
Here's the thing. even let's say that you won the full thing, right?
Yeah.
But for one of your glamours, you're just wearing the pants. It's not like having the whole thing is gonna then tell people, oh, he's in the top. Because if you're just wearing the pants, you're gonna be like, that fucker only got the pants. Like, they wouldn't know.
Yeah, but what if they're really baller pants? Like, what's the problem there?
That's fine, but just give them the whole set.
No.
Make the whole set just for the top 10.
No.
Anyway, keep in mind this is only for the solo queue. If you queue up as a ranked team, these rewards do not apply to you.
So do you get different rewards for
Yeah, because there's two different kinds of rankings, right?
Well, we don't know. They haven't released that. We don't know what the rewards are, if any, for a team battle.
So far, the only rewards that we know of is furnishing for the single top guy, which means how many data centers are there?
6.
So 6 people are going to get this furnishing.
That's awesome.
The thing is that what sucks though is that it's a furnishing. Like, you're not gonna be able to show it off because it's in your fucking house. Like, who's gonna go to your house and know that you got it?
If there's only 6 of them, people will be looking for your fucking house, Nika. I promise you.
I mean, I guess they're gonna announce like who are you.
Yeah,
like,
when
who they
Joe
are.
never wins that piece of furniture, people are going to be like making characters on Joe's server and looking for his fucking house.
It would be a reason to go around to people's houses.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, all of the houses right now are
Only if
pretty
it's
much
cool furniture.
are pretty much interchangeable. I mean, they've got different designs on the inside, and that guy dropped a whole bunch of money on a Bahamut head. That's kind of cool. But like, this would be like a reason. Like,
it would turn your house into like a server tourist spot.
Kind of, yeah. Like, did you hear about the guy who got the thing and then he's
on our server?
Yeah.
They'd be like, what ward's he in? Let's go check it out.
I would go check it out. I would go look at the thing.
Too.
See? Exactly.
Keeps your house locked.
Good job, Square Enix. You finally did something right.
Except it's not going to be on your server.
It could be on our server.
So you just make a fucking mule over there. It's not like it's hard to get.
Eventually,
to the fucking
when we're into like week, whatever of
This is all contingent on Square Enix not making it be a stupid little participation trophy that goes on your frickin' wall.
I doubt it. That would suck. That would suck. It's got to be something awesome.
Put a little lawn gnome in the lawn.
It has a sword and a shield.
But I like that there are rewards coming out of this. Even the minions have been
okay, but are you guys all fine with it being
quite popular.
Solo queue? Because really, this is just a function of time, because you can't really control how well your teammates are.
Yeah, that doesn't really seem fair necessarily, because if you're queuing up solo, but you always get put with shitty players, like, that's not fair.
You're just going to have to play a whole bunch of games just to even get up there.
But everyone's still on the same playing field.
But the whole point of doing ranked, like with with a team, I feel like they're going to figure out a different tier of rewards for that.
I feel like they'd have to, otherwise what's the point of having ranked teams?
In the
Just for bragging
4v4, in the 4v4, whatever team gets the top one, right? One person would get the body, another teammate would get the legs.
Just shut up. God. So yeah, I mean, I like that they're giving more consideration to exclusivity, though. I think that this is, This is
watch them do this though. Watch them make a new set for each season, and then after the next season, the old season's gear goes in the cash shop.
Oh no! oh no! As you were saying it, Nika, I figured out where you were going with that, and I was like, no, oh no, that's.
I mean, I could totally see her, maybe 2 seasons down the road once they got the same way that they remove PvP ranks after they've been out for so long.
Yes.
Like after they've had their chance to brag about it, cash shop.
I fucking hate that idea. It should be exclusive and hard to get for the entire time. I know.
I'm pretty sure they've said though that the PvP rewards they plan on being 100% exclusive.
I hope so.
Or maybe they could make the body and the head cost $50. That would make it pretty exclusive.
Well, you're not wrong.
But they do keep real life contest rewards exclusive. Like if you have an Armand choker or a Bluebird earring, you won a contest.
Yes.
They have not put those up.
That is true. That is true. I think being that that's a contest prize or a competitive prize, I think that they would have a tough time. I think that they would have a tough time getting that past their audience. I think people would really shit a brick if they started putting even a year out, if they started putting that stuff in the cash shop.
Yeah.
I think people would really get upset.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and I think there's something to say too about being the very, very first people to win a tournament.
Exactly.
If they put this very first set in the cash shop even a year away, you're like, I won that first contest. I have that bragging right. So
you know what? I think I like that better than the idea of season. Well, I mean, obviously seasons 2, but also every other weekend or something, actually actually having like a tournament proper where like within those 3 days there's going to be a winner for exclusive rewards.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be really cool too.
Yeah, I'd be into that. So, okay, I think that concludes our discussion on the feast. If you wanted to give us a call, because it seems like our connection has stabilized a bit.
Knock on wood.
Limit Break Radio on Skype, 810-515-8715, or on Discord by going to limitbreakradio.com/Discord. I know we haven't heard from anyone today. I really want to apologize about the connection hiccup, and again, apologize to our audience on YouTube who will see a dip out in this show. But we will have the full episode available for download at our website, limitbreakradio.com. We're going to go back and actually finish out the entries for the music contest, but we're going to do that just before we move into emails. But there's another part of the discussion that I wanted to have today, and I'd like to hear your thoughts, audience, on what you think. But I'd like to talk about 3.2 in an overall sense. Does it feel like it was enough? Does it feel satisfying? Because now that we have the entirety of 3.2, and I kind of held back on having this discussion until we got the feast and until we figured out, because you can hear about content in the abstract, but you really don't get a sense of how it adds to the overall content in the game until it's implemented and you get the community not only interacting with it, but you see where they're not interacting with other pieces of content too. So I wanted to put it out to you guys. Does 3.2 on an overall scale feel like enough? Does it feel like enough content? Was there enough story? 2 weeks out, are the Alex fights still engaging and fun? And I also wanted to talk about raid progression as well. So let's start with overall. What was that?
It was a sneeze. I tried to like muffle it, and it just
it sounded like
you like cracked your head open on the microphone.
Yeah, like that was bizarre.
My apologies.
So I want to kind of gauge the response, not only in the room, but through our audience as well. And again, if you would like to sound off on this, Limit Break Radio on Skype, 810-515-8715, or discord.com/Limit Break Radio. We can take your call any of those ways. But we had what felt like a very lackluster patch. I feel like that was sort of the unanimous feeling about 3.1 at the end of it, not just between us, but with the community as well. And so have we started to bounce back with 3.2? Have we started to get on the right track with 3.2, with a lot of 3.0s and 3.1's content being a bit controversial, and maybe some people even going as far to call it as a misstep. Kallo, what do you
I think 3.2. We should be at the bar. I think that it's been a great patch. I mean, a lot of the things that we've gotten have started to answer some of the prayers we've wanted. I mean, let's take a look at Midas. Yeah, sure, it's still easy, but the way that some of the mechanics are now, it's a little bit more engaging.
But it's fun.
It's fun. It is fun. And I think silliness of it adds a whole level too.
Yes, and
it doesn't take itself too seriously, so we are less angry when we wipe. I feel.
Right.
Thank you, Kallo. But yes, being fun is definitely part of it. I mean, a lot of people were complaining about like the Relic, for example, right? But to me, it wasn't super difficult. It just took a long time, but you could do it casually. That was fun for me. I had a lot of fun grinding that out. I have a lot of fun going into Alexander, especially now that we have such a huge group of minions, LS, at our disposal to go in with us. That's a lot of fun. The Vath Beast Tribes, easily one of the best stories that the Beast Tribes have given us so far. Super fucking awesome. Yeah. And even though, you have to go back every single day and do dailies, they're not so long, they don't take so long that to where it actually feels like a chore. I mean, I can get them done, those and the Vanu, in like 20-30 minutes. So I don't mind going and do those. I actually look forward to getting on and doing my Beast Tribe dailies. Obviously, I feel like the Feast has been a pretty resounding success from everything that I've heard from everybody. And even though you guys have put a lot of criticism on the story from 3.2, I thought it was great. I mean, I think one of the reasons that it feels smaller is what they've cut out in comparison to 2.0 is all those stupid fucking bitchy little side quests. Like, here, go and help out these fucking farmers because fucking bullshit, right? Everything that we got is focused towards the story.
Sure.
And you guys are saying, oh, well, it's a lot of setup. Sure. And it doesn't feel like there's a payoff. That is creating kind of a double-edged sword because putting in so much setup means that the payoff should be big, right? So if it ends up fizzling out, that's really going to suck. But I mean, everything that I've seen so far in the story, I thought has been really, really cool. You know, Estinian popping back up and all the ramifications that he brought along with it, finding out what we did about Minfilia. I was extremely engaged through all of the story content, especially getting a lot more look and in-depth character stuff from Thancred, which is almost the complete opposite of what we were used to from 2.0. And that's something that I've really been craving since we've started getting the Scions back, is I want to know what the repercussions of their actions were. You know, we still haven't barely gotten anything from Yida and Poplimo, right? And so whatever they're holding back, I hope that that's really, really meaty for us to sink our teeth into. And come on, being able to fight fucking Raubon, that was pretty epic. I thought so anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty excited when I realized I was gonna fight Raubon.
Like one-on-one?
It was cool, but the context was silly.
Like, come on.
No, I thought the setup was good. I mean, the fight, it wasn't a hard fight.
Well, no.
It wasn't difficult. We kind of knew going in that it wouldn't be.
Total fan service, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Just wanted to look at him and be like, look at me.
Tons of fan wank right there.
Look at me. I am the general now.
And I mean, but I think it sort of deflates the idea that you could, you know, because I was interested with you know, with the Alamigo storyline, if Raubon would continue to be a friend or a foe, or you know, if we would see another side of Ilberd, get an idea on some of his motivations and his actions, much like we did with Ysael in Heavensward.
Whatever happened to him?
We don't really know.
Oh, for some reason I thought we caught him.
No, it's a dangling plot thread.
You motherfucker! He went underground, I bet.
No, well, and I think, and we talked about this a little bit last week. Is you know, I think that everything with Yida and Poplimo is serving to set up the transition to moving in towards Alamigo.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And then, yeah, I think they're probably going to be our way into that. But yeah, we still have Ilberd out there as a dangling plot thread, as another entry point into Alamigo as well. So you know, given that, I didn't know if they would play with the dynamic there or not between Ilberd. I mean, Ilberd's actions were pretty indefensible.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, maybe that's not the best way to play with the audience's expectations there. But that's where I think that's going to end up leading to in the end. You know, I thought that 3.2 felt like a good chunk of content. You know, the feast is fun. It's something that I actually find myself queuing for. You know, after I've kind of like done all of my normal shit, I'm like, yeah, I'll do a couple of feasts. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a big time sink. Right. It's not a big queue sink. That's the other half of the battle there. I think that's a nice. You're right. It doesn't feel like a feast. It feels a little bit like a snack, and that's not a bad thing. That's not. I mean, that's not at all a bad thing. You know, and then weekly you've got, you know, Void Arc running that for your tier 5 materia. You've got, which you know, and I like the materia thing now too. I think I had Destriant meld 12 different materia slots the other day.
Really quick, so is there a use for main stat materia anymore?
I'm on accessories for sure.
You can't do it on accessories.
Sure you
yes,
can.
You do. Like,
you can't overmeld
I just
it.
meld strength all day.
You can't overmeld it.
You can do the first.
So you can put strength on your Vit accessory?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, you can do it as long as it's not capped already on that accessory.
Right.
Okay, so as a ninja, though, I can't put dex on my dex accessories.
And probably not.
You will, but you'll see. Well, you'll see diminished returns from the material.
Zero.
Then that means it's already capped for that particular accessory.
So there's I feel like,
for example,
as a ninja,
you can meld it with Vit for more HP.
Nika, go away.
No, she's right.
Why would I want Vit for PvE?
But what else would you put?
For more HP, dingus.
Or more determination, or more crit.
You can.
Yeah.
But you can put more. You can also use secondary in the main slots, though, right? So you can use like skill speed or whatever you need and overmeld it, so you can have more of that too. Or you can put other main stats, something like Vit.
Right.
But you can't overmeld anything on this new
Not
gear.
on the tome gear.
Not on tome gear.
Okay.
Crafted gear you can.
Crafted you can.
I'm not buying crafted gear. Come on, guys.
Dude, I got the 220 high quality earring and ring for like 200k each.
Dude, some of those stat allocations are actually pretty badass.
How? You know that whole crap that's going on? Yeah, it's their fault.
Whoa. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
For 200k.
So I don't know if that's on every server, but at least on our servers, yeah, the HQ 220 stuff is like 200 to 300k.
It's not. I mean, yeah, it's not going to break your bank, and I mean, some of the stat allocations on them are pretty decent. So, and
guys, okay,
and plus overmelding too,
and you get to meld them. Yeah.
As a DPS, you're never gonna do Vit.
No.
Okay. Your job number one is maximize DPS. Okay.
Do you raid, bro? Do you raid?
Do you raid, bro?
Yeah. Well,
all right. How many of your DPS have you ever seen put Vit on any of their gear?
Well, we haven't really gotten much gear yet because there's been like 3 weeks worth of tomes.
Yeah,
so far.
the melding thing is a whole new thing for DPS.
I have like 6 or 7 pieces. Somebody check me. I have like 6 or 7 pieces of gear that I can meld stuff on. How do you have no melding gear yet, or not enough?
No, before this patch, dummy, you couldn't do it.
Okay, so I'm asking you right now: does any of your people? Have you met any DPS who have any Vit gear?
People are fucking around with it.
Not
They say
Vit gear,
Jesus.
but like on an accessory where you have one slot of a main stat because you bought it from tomes. What are you going to put there?
More crit.
DPS.
More
Let's say,
determination.
Crit is worth it, but if you have a crit accessory, it might be.
If your accessory already has det, already has crit, what else would you put on there?
Skill speed.
You put the lesser of crit or det on there because one of those secondary stat allocations is going to be lower than the other one. That one won't be capped out.
Okay, so but if you're buying it from the auction, you can overmeld it. That's one slot.
Okay, then you put skill speed.
Really? Before Vit?
You put accuracy, probably.
Yeah, I would put accuracy before Vit.
Accuracy, because I didn't think about needing accuracy.
But I mean, it's conceivable that you could use Vit on DPS accessories at some point. Especially with overmelding.
It really depends on what you're doing too. Like I actually melded accuracy until I hit a cap, and then I got a piece of gear that shot me way over, and then I took it off and replaced it with something else because you can do that. So when you're learning progression, and there's like Heavenly Armed in the chat is saying in A6 because they have so much HP as a DPS, they can eat a blaster dash from the boss and not die. So if you're learning moves and you don't know what's coming, like it is definitely beneficial to have that. I mean, in certain areas, and then as soon as you learn it, take it off.
So make learning gear then.
Hang on. In an ideal situation, right? Like if all of your party knows all of the mechanics, you're not getting hit by stuff, and your DPS isn't taking damage. But that is rarely ever the case. It's more common to, especially like Nika said, when you're learning mechanics, to get hit by that. And if you can survive a blaster dash, then why not be able to survive a blaster dash?
Because more damage.
No, but you'd be dead.
But you're not pumping out that much more damage by adding accuracy or skill speed at that point. You'd see more of a benefit from being able to eat a blaster dash than the DPS you'd be adding by adding shitty secondary skills.
I think 8 Vit gives you more benefit than 8 skill speed.
Well, I'm just saying, I got like well over 100 crit from all of my.
No, crit is awesome.
No, crit is great. If you can add crit, always add. It's always crit and det. If you can put crit and det on anything,
gear,
always
fucking
go for it. But at some point, especially with crafted gear, if you are overmelding, you're gonna hit a point where you're like, okay, I can probably fit a Vit on there. So there you go.
Oh, man, I'm not. Okay, maybe so, but I don't think I would ever put Vit unless Square Enix specifically put a fight where DPS can't survive it without Vit materia, but I don't think they did.
But you're not good enough to dodge everything. That's the problem. You personally, juxtaposition, are not good enough to dodge everything. You need a little bit more Vit sometimes.
I feel like if I can't dodge something, that thing is probably going to either kill me or the raid.
I was going to say, look, let's take Heavy Blaster's example. He's like, look, I just survived, everybody else dies. great. Are you gonna finish the fight? Like if you're the only one alive anyway, then
no. But if you were the only one,
rights?
if you were the only one that made that mistake, you could potentially save the raid an entire wipe by being the first one that goes down, right? Because that's unnecessary stress on your healer. Now your healer has to get some dumb fuck back up. The healer's got to be able to raise. That's MP. That's time. Not healing a tank.
Sure,
you know?
Sure. And that one time, though, that let's say you all managed to survive that little bit at the end, but then when it got right down to the wire, you wiped it 2%.
0.1%. Oh.
It's like a give and take.
If only it had 43 skill sprees.
Because that happens so often.
Well, when someone in your raid's yelling out, "Ignore the heart" and just kill it, it might. It might.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Juxta, how do you feel about the overall size of 3.2?
The size? It leaves me something to be desired. It's no 9.5 inches, that's for sure. But you know what? Okay. Truth be told, a few days ago, I think like maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or something, I don't remember, I actually went and did the Hildebrand and the Scholasticate. The Scholasticate was like twice the size of Hildebrand, and Hildebrand let me down.
Really?
It let me down.
I did, because I did the same thing. I did Scholasticate and Hildebrand side by side.
Yep.
And what I find interesting about those two storylines is I sort of feel like at some point they're going to meet in the middle. They're going to converge.
Yeah.
Because it takes you to literally the same areas. So if you do those two quests in tandem and you have them like flagged at the same time, you're literally going out to West Corthus and then back. Like you go out to the same zones that the Scholasticate sends you out to. And so yeah, it does sort of feel like, and especially because you've got the appearance of the all black person in both sets of the storylines, it does feel like at some point they're going to end up merging.
You don't think they're the same person, do you?
Could they? Why would they not be?
Of course it is.
Is there like a whole a race of shadow people out there or something?
No, it's just a placeholder for a silhouette.
No.
No, because they've been able to make silhouettes.
Yeah, if they wanted to do a silhouette, there's enough complex lighting in this game where they would be able to pull that off in engine without a problem. No,
okay,
it's a very purposeful decision because it is an all black character model with the eyes, teeth, all of the features are very visible.
Is it not the same model that they used in the first Hildebrand?
Yes, it is.
So it's the same person as that?
Yes. Maybe.
No. We solved that. She went to jail.
But did we? Did we? I don't know, because now that this person is appearing again, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but
the shadow person was that one chick's sister. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention.
Well, there you go.
What?
Yeah, yes. We solved that. We wrapped it up in a nice little bow.
Don't think we did.
No, he's right.
We
did.
Not everything is as it seems. That's what I think.
Okay, everything may not be as it seems, but we did wrap it up because the one chick's sister was a descendant of the Silda people, and yes, she was definitely captured and imprisoned. Both of them were taken away. Yes. Now it's true.
Not everything is as it seems.
It's true. It might not be as it seems.
The first shadow person was Hildebrand's mom.
Not everything is as it seems.
Oh, so yeah, they could actually be using that shadowy person just as,
or it could just
a concept of shadowy person.
Or it could just be. I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's dumb. Or it could just be Hildebrand's mom again.
Okay, well that's fair.
If that's who it was.
Okay, I'm just saying that shadowy person does not equal the same person every single time.
I think it does.
Well, they're already saying that one time it was the mom, and then it was the
maybe it's the mom again.
So it could be someone different.
That's ridiculous.
Shut the fuck up.
Aniero's like, no, ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That doesn't match up with my point of view.
Think of it as
haberdashery,
as a variable in algebra. Shadowy person is
mute
X.
him. Mute him.
So
mute him.
Done.
Don't bring that fucking math talk in here.
It was like
math talk. No.
Anyway, so anyway, yeah, no, I did like Hildebrand. Again, the cutscene presentation is just
it's always on par.
It's especially with the part with Godbert
Yeah.
That whole thing, that was wonderfully executed. The rotating camera in the sky.
Yeah.
That was so well done. I mean, just from a cutscene standpoint, they do. You can just tell that the devs have fun making this. That's what I like. It's.
So why the fuck did they give us fucking Scholasticate in 3.1?
I think that this was always. I think that this was always the design. I think
teasing.
Yeah, I think it was done on purpose the first time to be like, yeah, but where's Hildebrand? And then not as I don't know. Like it's weird how they were like said that they had decided to bring Hildebrand back because of fan.
He was always
requests.
coming back.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The end of that thing, he said Hildebrand will return in Heaven's Ward or something like that.
Yeah, there was never any
Fucking
question.
decided. Go away, yo sheep.
Yeah, I think that this was always the intention to have them sort of start in different places and then converge, because that's cool. That's a cool thing to do with storylines. I mean, that's why you have the other inspector in the hanging out with the Scholasticate.
Guy is so boring.
He is boring, but
everyone is boring there. Oh my god, all those fucking kids.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh Christ!
That's probably what I'm going to do.
Especially the one main kid that always looks like he's about to cry. I just want to beat him up. I just want.
Yes. I want to fucking take his book and burn it again.
Yes, I want to hold him down and give him pink belly. You know what I mean?
Give him a fucking swirly.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Magic marker is weenie.
Ishgardian whiteout. Fuck.
Duct tape him to some lockers.
I can already see it now on like the Ishgardian Times. Warrior of Light bullies kid at Scholasticate. Warrior of Light, savior or menace?
You know what? They need to make a new type of weapon, and it should be a towel weapon, because I'm really good at whipping towels, and I just want to crack this kid in the ass just again and again and again.
String him up on the fucking flagpole.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Go home and just murder his family and then feed him to him.
Like I was so.
Well, that's going a little far.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. What?
What? South Park reference.
No sense of proportion.
South Park reference.
Jeez.
Is that how you bully people in high school?
South Park reference.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that kid is. I kind of like the dude with the mohawk. It actually, the thing that I do like about the Scholasticate is it is in thematic ways talking about the dogma of religion, and I find that actually incredibly interesting. And it seems like they weren't going for a funny storyline. They were going for something a lot more serious, and the themes in there I think are actually really interesting, and I think it's one of the more interesting storylines that exists right now.
I found it really interesting too, but after a while, I just started clicking through it because I can't understand all those words. There was doctrines and disciples. And I'm like,
wow.
My nose started bleeding.
Oh man. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that it was that it was good. When you take a step back and you really look at the whole of the content that we got, I do think that it is a lot better than 3.1 or even what we got in 3.0. And I say that because the Alex raids have taken such a drastic step in the right direction, not to punishing challenging, but to fun challenging. And that is absolutely the step that the casual raids need to take. Now, obviously, I don't have any basis for comparison or any context for Savage because I dropped out of doing raiding at Final Coil, but I'm much more intrigued and interested and want to get into raiding now that we have these Midas fights, because the Midas fights are I think are so well designed mechanically that I look forward to it. So yeah.
What about Nika? Did we get Nika's opinion on 3.2?
Well, yeah, Nika, how do you feel about 3.2 overall?
3.2 overall was good. I feel like it was small in terms of content, but it was more fulfilling, I guess. I feel like, I don't know, the content, except for rating, was finished pretty quickly. The feast is a good implementation. Hopefully that doesn't die out. I'm worried that the feast is in its honeymoon phase right now, and people, like, the reason the queues aren't long is because it's new, and that, you know, after a couple months, no one's going to do it anymore.
Well, the thing is, though, if you want to keep improving your rating, you have to keep doing it.
And Fenrir Pup.
Improving.
Oh, Fenrir Pup, yeah.
Well, Fenrir, but once you get Fenrir Pup, then
you sell in the auction house. Yes.
Yeah. You
is it sellable? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
I'd rather stuff like that not be sellable, because then it's, you know, exclusive again to people who PvP. But whatever. Overall, I think that Square Enix is getting smarter about what players like to do in the game, and I'm hoping that bodes well for the next iteration of Void Ark. Hopefully, that they'll be able to put in more fun mechanics and things that we like to do rather than what we got before.
Yeah, because I mean, Void Ark was always really interesting on a narrative level, but
the fights were always kind of bleh.
Even going back to Crystal Tower, they were bleh.
Bleh. I don't know.
World of Darkness was a snooze fest.
Have you ever tried tanking Bone Dragon to the north?
That's some fun shit.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is that, you know, like, when we're fucking around with the mechanics to try to have fun with it, you know what I mean? Like, you can't fuck around with the mechanics in Midas.
Well, you know what? Think about it this way, then, because some of the most fun runs we've had in raids like that is being able to fuck around with the mechanics, and if they would have been harder, we never would have been able to do stuff like that.
That's fair.
I mean,
I don't know if that's necessarily
I don't necessarily
a good
need them to be
trade-off,
hard, because, like we said, Alex Midas Normal wasn't necessarily hard. It was just different, and it was more fun. And so I actually think that some of the mechanics in the original Circus Tower were a lot more fun than what we have now.
Yeah.
I loved the Cerberus eating belly thing. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff made it more fun, but not necessarily hard. I like that. And Void Ark, I feel like, didn't... Void Ark was just a lot of tank and spank, and there was like, an occasional, your party gets sucked into the middle, beat the ball faster, and I was like, okay.
Cletus was an awful fight. That has nothing going for it.
No.
Yeah.
Really
so
doesn't.
in general, Void Ark didn't have a lot of. I mean, they got rid of the mechanics after the original Crystal Tower that split up the three parties and you have to do things independently. And I think that was what was the most fun about it, is that you were actually working together. Like, one team had to stand on a platform for another team to damage their boss. Like, you felt like you were working together and not everyone just face bashing.
Yeah.
Well, that was only really in the first Crystal Tower.
Well,
right, because people, apparently some people hated it, so they got rid of it. And I think that it's what made it more interesting, because we actually felt like we were working with those 24 people and not just randomly, you know.
Yeah, you know, one of the things, too, when it comes to rating and creating things like this, is if you were to actually boil it down, the mechanics can probably all be, you know, like, sorted into very specific groups, you know.
Right.
But I think the challenge and what makes things fun is taking, you know, the sort of cliche mechanic or you know what's at really the base of the mechanic, and finding ways to make it feel like it is unique to this fight. You know, if we take the Twinkle Dink fight, right? Like, you turn into a things to hit the balls away, right? Or you have to turn into a bird to avoid the mechanics. Like, you're just avoiding mechanics and hitting bombs away, just like you did in A2, but they're making it unique enough to where it seems like you can't put that in another fight, right? Or even take the balls in turn 7, right? That's just dodging fucking AoE.
Right.
But because it's a giant fucking pinball machine, it feels more fun. It feels more dynamic. So you need to take it, just be like, all right, you know, this time Ifrit's going to drop this many plume. No. Find a different way to do that.
Right.
Like, it's still going to be fucking plumes, right? But find a way to make it fucking Ifrit, you know? That's where the challenge as developers come, and that's what we're gonna look at and be like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, no, and the thing is that, you know, with the balls that drop down in the T7 fight, A7, whatever it is, you know, like, that is a really fun mechanic to be able to have to dodge. You know what I mean?
And it's different too, because it's not just, there's red underneath me. Like,
exactly.
As a tank, you might just be like doing your thing, and some people's like, watch out for the balls, Aniero!
Yes, exactly. And it really is fun. I think that they did a good job, really kind of pushing themselves to figure out a mechanic.
The one thing I would like to be added to raids going forward, right? They need to keep up this momentum, but they need to make the raids feel more alive. And they've done this in previous fights, so I don't know why they aren't still doing it, but I want it to feel like the bosses have more life and more character to them, right? Like they shout things out sometimes, but it's all in text. Yeah. Get us some voice acting in there. I mean,
you see that a lot in the storyline quest.
Yeah, ethereal chemical refinement plant. When you're fighting the two Asians that merge together, like they're yelling stuff out. You know, you get it. You get it when we go into the vault, right? And
sickness must be purged.
I was gonna say, and how iconic do some of those phrases become?
Yeah,
right. Put more of that in raids.
You disgust me.
Right, that will make those raids feel a lot more alive, and we'll remember them more going forward. Absolutely.
I'm getting those as drops.
The sickness must be purged.
You disgust me.
So yeah, those would be very.
And now the final countdown.
Those would be very good drops. So let's take our first caller today. We are going to talk to Geldnar, Geldnar.
Geldnar.
In Geldnar's calling in on Discord today. How's it going, Geldnar?
Pretty good. How you guys doing today?
Very well. Thanks for calling into Limit Break Radio.
You sound like a more manly version of Gordor. Just an observation.
Are you hitting on him?
Thank you. But yeah, guys. I'd like to talk about the raid content 3.2. It's been, I would say, yes. This has been, you nailed it on the head when it comes to it's what Nika said too. It's fun. It's a challenge. I love the normal content. I haven't scratched. Our raid group haven't scratched the Savage content yet. We're working on Sephiroth EX right now, and we're banging our head against it a little bit, but we're making progression. The challenge is there, and I can't say anything else. They hit it right on the head this time, but when it comes to raid content.
Nice. Yeah, I think I tend to agree. Geldnar is, it seems like they've hit raid content right where it needs to be hit. Obviously, you commented a bit on Savage. I can't comment at all on Savage. Nika, what have you felt like the raid scene has been like lately?
Funny you ask this question. Well, okay. This is my question to people on, I guess, our server, because that's what I have experience with, is that everyone is saying, okay, Alex Normal is fun. This is awesome. This makes me want to do Savage raiding. Where are those people? I feel like there are I mean, I look in the party finder and occasionally you see, okay, I level 2, whatever, looking for a static. And then, I mean, that's it. My group has been struggling to find people to raid with. We are on a legacy server, capped players at almost all times. Yet, for whatever reason, nobody wants to raid, even when they say, "Oh, it's fun, I'll try it."
Maybe they've all gone to other servers already.
That's what I think. That
was one of Yoship's biggest concerns was that he didn't want that to happen, because now you have servers that are fucking starved. So the question now is, how do you get people back?
But that's the thing, is I was hoping that having a fun Alex Normal makes people want to try Savage, and people said they want to try Savage, and we actually found 4 people, because our group is 4 out of 8 right now. We found 4 people through Party Finding, mostly due to Kyle's effort. He spent endless all he did was Party Finder. We found 4 people. We told them the time. He actually friended them and sent them Mogmail reminders. Guess who didn't show up? All of them. Fucking 4 people. Actually, one of them was online, and he said that he was actually in high school and his mom dictates his internet time, so he couldn't stay on any longer. I'm like, okay, well, if you knew that was going to happen, why even commit in the first place, right? We raid from 9 to 11, 3 days a week. We were mid-core, but you said you could be there. And then 3 of them never fucking log on. The other one has to log off right as we start. Why? I mean, where is the mentality on a legacy server, capped players? Where are the raiders? Where are they? I really don't want to leave this server in order to raid. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
Let me get this straight. So it seems like Kyle specifically, but I'm sure the rest of you guys went through a lot of effort to try and find these people to help you raid, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Did she ask you at all, Juxta, to raid?
Sure didn't.
What about you, Aniero? Were you asked?
I never.
Oh, I wasn't asked to raid either. That's interesting.
You guys haven't even been on fucking line at the same time that we were online.
What about you?
But you never asked.
Papa Woody?
Nope.
No, we don't care. Shut up.
Thanks, Nika.
Okay. Well. Okay. Regardless.
No, I feel.
Okay, I'll ask you a question. How willing are you guys to join a static that commits to the same time every single week? Like, are you guys actually in a frame in your career that you can say that you can be there without ever having to miss?
I'd probably be able to. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you know me. I have a variable work schedule, and I can't really set my work schedule around my playtime. But
it's just nice to be asked, though.
Yeah,
by someone who's supposed to be your friend.
But I mean, like, I've in the past,
Juxta especially has never ever had any interest in raiding. So I'm very.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true at all.
That's all. In the original Coil, I asked Justice so many times, and he's like, "You can carry me. Glamour's the true end game."
Juxta has actually expressed on multiple occasions during this expansion that he's thought about and actually put serious consideration into starting raids before. And I don't know if you know this, but right now he's unemployed. He should have been the idiot. He should have been the first person you asked.
Jeez.
Okay,
you know what it is.
Jeez. Up and nobody's I mean, you guys know Kyle. You see his party.
You know what it is, Juxta.
Say something.
She's against ninjas.
Oh,
that's true. We can't have two ninjas.
You have another ninja?
They are the best class.
We can't have two ninjas, though. One of you would have to change. That's how this works. Anyway, so like that. My basic complaint is like, okay, we found a couple more people.
Well, how about lowering your standards just a little bit?
Teaching people to be better raiders.
Good God.
I'm totally fine with that, but the thing is that I feel like Sargatanis in general lacks the people in general with the mentality to raid. And I just want to know why. Like, is it because everyone's left to Gilgamesh and Balmung?
No, it's because you're like, well, you have to have X number of jobs because we need to swap you out if we don't think we can use you. You have to show up every single time at this. You know, like, dude, what if hey, what if I get called into work that day? I'm sorry, I need $150 more than I need, my tank pants.
You have to have enough notice, obviously.
I mean, like my priorities are a bit different than I have to be there every single time, every week. But the fact that I give that answer, it totally makes me, disqualifies me from being a consideration here.
True, but on the other hand, that's one of the things she's complaining about is that there are probably people who don't have that problem, but they're all in other servers.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, like, it really depends. Like, I'm looking at my group mentality, okay? Like, we're not saying that you're not allowed to have a real life, obviously, and that's not where this rant was supposed to go, so thanks for turning this into a personal attack, Nero. But regardless, is that my complaint is that I feel like for as many people who say they want to raid, then they will even commit to it through party finders and through messages and say, yeah, I'll be there, they're like, I'm not even going to show up. And I just feel like where is the line between people who just want to log on and do dailies and log off and people who are actually going to commit?
Where are the other Nikas? That's what she wants to know.
What happened, I know, is that during, like, Final Coil, I know so many people who moved to Gilgamesh during Final Coil. And as people are, like, do I have to move to Gilgamesh to find party finders of people who are just doing endgame raids?
You need to use your star power to get people to move to Swagatanis.
Why don't you try farming people from the LBR link shell?
A couple of them who said they're going to show up next week are from the LBR link shell. So
who are they? I want to make fun of them.
No, I'm not. I will leave it for them to tell you. I'm not going to call them out because that's not nice.
So you're just openly admitting to poaching our talent that we're putting together.
No, they came to us in our party finder just like you could have. So
really,
you're gonna. So we are basically randos.
Yeah, exactly. Nika. You're gonna make the guy that pays you for your presence on his show every week.
Lick my balls.
Apply like a commoner. Really? Really? No. Look, this is not how that works. No, you and based on the fact that this is Kyle who's been doing this, he can come back and he can lick the bottom of my boots since he abandoned my last raid static. If he wants me,
static was falling apart.
No. It was falling apart because you had poached him for your static.
Not true.
Okay. Revisionist history.
We're talking about nobody wanted to show up.
Bullshit. That would have stayed together had Nika not poached our raid leader to go over to her
nobody
static.
can find another black mage on this server.
Nika,
that was your choice.
You poached our raid leader. Like how
he was your leader?
You poached our
leader of a
leader.
group that never ran because people like their tanks off didn't show up.
Okay.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
So you get very little sympathy out of me.
The Annie Springer Show.
You get no sympathy from me.
Okay, well, I'm not asking for your sympathy. I'm asking about the status of people on the server. Where are they?
I've burned too many bridges, and my standards are too fucking high. My standards are too fucking high to get anyone else in here. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. I think the raid scene is fine. You need to go out of your way to help new people get into raiding. And the fact that you've set your expectations so high, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Also, Nika, I'll put a foot.
Wait. My expectations are so high for expecting people who say they're going to show up to fucking show up.
Yes.
That's high expectation.
And I'll also say this is what you deserve for poaching somebody else's talent. Sorry.
He's kind of freaking out.
You get what you put in.
Guys, I think there might be an underlying issue here.
Nice job.
Eat it, dude.
I'm not sad to see this happen at all. I think that there's not a problem. I don't think that there's...
How can you say there's not a problem? Have you tried raiding? Have you made a known group and found 7 people easily without even trying actually can commit and show up on time?
I find
have you tried this? Can you prove to me you have no problem with the raid scene because you're doing just fine in it right now yourself?
I find people who are interested in forming a static all the time. All the time.
Please, right now, I challenge you. Put together a group that shows up on time and is committed, and I will eat my words.
No, you need to do that first. You can't even.
We have people now who said they're going to show up on Monday.
You can't even get that shit done. How are you going to challenge me to do something you can't do?
Guys, I have an idea. No,
because you're telling me I can do it. I just have my expectations too high. So I want you to prove to me that it's easy.
No. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Nika. You're sitting here saying that, oh, well, you just need people to show up. And okay, I get it. But if you had people that were showing up, I'm sure that you would find no shortage of people who would be incredibly enthusitic inside of the
party finders. Nobody wants to do this. I even go out and ask people. They're like, well,
Nika.
See, it's like nobody wants to do this.
There are plenty.
They say they do, but then in actualization.
Wow. Okay. Just you know what? If you ask the Limit Break Radio Link Shell or Free Company, because there's a Free Company now, I'm sure that you would find no shortage of people who are enthusiastic and are willing to make the time commitment.
Objection.
But maybe they don't have the gear, or they don't have the job type to be able to satisfy your ridiculous requirements.
Objection! Hold on!
Nika, you're muted. Sorry, I've got you down to half volume because you're intent on screaming over people.
Nika cannot ask the LBRFC because she's not part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
The end. That's my point.
So that's the thing, is that there are people that you're just not willing to tap, and that's on you. That's not on me.
Okay,
that's your problem.
You to run a raid group with.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna.
Please do.
Nika, shut up for a second. We're gonna do a raid static at some point.
Okay.
We've been putting.
And I would love to see how successful that group is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were just playing. I thought this became the Nika shouting show.
Like we're a bunch of Italians.
Go ahead. No, Nika, I thought you had more to shout at me.
I had an idea. I had an idea.
You're just being an asshole now.
Never mind.
I'm conversing with you.
No, you're not. You're literally talking over people. You're only talking when people are talking, and when we give you the space, you don't say anything. Who's being the asshole?
Skype.
Who's being the asshole?
An opening.
Okay.
It's hard.
All right. Who's being the asshole?
Talk, it lowers your volume. I don't know why it does that.
Nika?
Skype thing, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm not lowered right now. Okay.
No, but when I talk, it lowers your voice, so then I don't think that you're even talking anymore.
Okay, well, if you knew us, then you should know that that's not like we respond, okay? I have tried to say 5 times now, okay? Let's make a bet, all right? If Aniero or me, you know what? Aniero, you don't have to be part of this, okay? This bet will be between me and you, okay? You said try and get a full group of people to show up for a raid attempt, right? You don't think that's possible?
No, I'm not saying that's not possible. I want people to commit long term.
Oh, okay. She's changing it. Not
Oh yeah, see, she's moving goalposts. See, we can't even have a proper bet with you because you just change. You just arbitrarily change shit whenever you feel like it.
You're totally pulling an Aniero right now.
Only one person can do that.
Yeah, there's only one person who can arbitrarily change shit around here, and that's me.
No,
Papa.
because I have a feeling that these people that we have for Monday will actually show up. I'm not saying it's impossible.
By the way,
what I'm saying is why I was asking as a general question to our server, to people who play on
because you're not asking the right fucking people.
So
I answered you. You're not asking the right people. There is a raid mentality, but you know how many people you turn off with the elitist bullshit that you pull out? You're like, oh, you got to be this and this and this and this, and you got to fill all these fucking requirements, and you got to be here at exactly this time. And if you're 5 minutes late, it's minus 500 DKP. Stop with the expectations. There's so many expectations. Just allow people to be people. You picked 4 randos, they didn't show up, and now that's some kind of fucking that's some kind of like damning statement about the entire server for you now. It's not. There's nothing wrong with the server. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't think not enough people bailed from the first round of Alex Savage to another server because clear rates are down between all servers. Nobody bailed to go to one single server.
That's not true. Like I think when I was doing original Coil, I think at least half of 2 different groups moved to Gilgamesh.
Original Coil.
Yeah,
we're talking about Alexander.
Very few people left who want to commit.
And
to
you
raiding.
but yet you were still able to run a raid static. What's the difference now? Why are you?
That's what I'm asking our server. What is the difference? Why are so few people coming out to raid now compared to before?
I don't think there is.
That's my question.
I don't think there is. I think either you're asking the wrong people or you're not being inviting enough.
The server is the wrong people.
Dude, if there's people who are coming out of that being like, wow, those are ridiculous. Those are ridiculous expectations. Then
okay. Tell me, having a caster, a ranged, and 2 melee as ridiculous expectations.
Holy shit! Seriously?
Having people show up on time is a ridiculous expectation. That's how all raid groups work. Do you actually know how raiding works?
Showing up on time is not ridiculous, but 4 jobs? I guess that's why she didn't ask me.
Yeah. Having 4 jobs to pick from?
No. I'm not asking one person to have 4 jobs. I'm saying that we have to have a particular role, and if you don't have a caster and all we're looking for is a caster, sorry, we can't take you. That's what I'm saying. You have to have 2 melee, a ranged, and a caster in a static. You just do. So if you're saying, Nika, I really want to join your static, but all you have is a Dark Knight, and we already have a Dark Knight, I'm sorry, we can't take you. That's how this works. That's not ridiculous at all.
No, she's got a point there.
Like, that's normal raiding.
Wow,
I don't understand what you're trying to tell me is
Aniero.
a ridiculous expectation.
You really, or for some reason, this Dyson fan is super triggered. He is talking in all caps. I don't know what about, but he is pissed.
Good. Be pissed.
Because, 95% of the chat is on my side right now.
Well, Nika, maybe your grade group should change their jobs to accommodate the people you're trying to recruit.
In my last group, I was actually willing. We were about to merge with another group because their group was falling apart. I actually geared up Ninja because I
think you lost out on 6 potential people wanting to be a part of your static when you broke other statics apart to get your static together. So you're burning bridges left and right.
So this whole entire thing is just a personal vendetta.
Maybe
how did you not get that?
Nika, you know what? I think the server doesn't like you. That's what I think. Shots fired. The server you burned your bridge with the rest of the server. Sergeant Tannis just doesn't like you.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Okay, then I'm going to move to Gilgamesh. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Is that what you want? You want me to leave?
No. Hold on. Wait, does that mean that we get to miss out on Nika's presence on Tuesday streams for her only coming in for 45 minutes?
Shit.
It's a personal thing now. But
No.
It's not meant to be a personal attack on Nika.
This is even worse. Nika, after all the fucking bullshit that you gave Eskalia for leaving, and now you're gonna do the same thing?
Oh my goodness.
Well, he's telling me to
Oh,
leave.
my
Clearly, nobody
goodness.
wants me here.
Oh, wait. Okay, now that's even more ridiculous. Aniero is shouting.
You just told me the whole server hated me.
Nika.
Well,
All the
what?
time.
How else can you account? How else can you account for nobody responding to your party finder?
Look, I'm sorry for interrupting the Nika and Aniero show.
Wait.
Motherfucker!
Maybe the whole server hates Kyle.
Nika,
maybe.
Why are you taking anything that Aniero that comes out of his fucking face hole at that volume seriously?
Seriously, why are you?
He yells about everything.
Do relax.
God.
He yells about everything.
How do you not know when I'm joking at this point?
We go out to eat and they come up and they're like, "Sir, can I take your order?" He's like, "Get me a fucking Jack and Coke."
I'm joking too. Stern's over here like, what the fuck's he talking about? I'm like, dude, he's joking.
Oh, poor Senpai.
I love fucking just watching the people in the chat has been awesome.
Oh, the chat. Holy fuck, guys.
Oh my god.
Like, this is the 55th episode and it's like some people still
How
don't
do you
get
not
it.
get this?
Wow.
Is this your first?
You like totally psychologically like annihilated her.
Like, how do you not? How is this the fit? Yeah, like we do this every single weekend. Every fucking weekend. Thank you for the call, by the way.
Oh shit, we had a caller.
We're gonna go back to the phone lines. Let's go back to.
Surin wanted me to point out that Kyle left for Surin. So.
But just on a real note, first of all, I wanted to address Cold and Wet Weaver actually said something. He never talks. Hold on, where the fuck did it go? No one else on this fucking show knows how rating works other than Nika. First of all of that you just heard, that was Aniero. Please don't lump us in with him.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I want to
That's
give
called
Aniero credit
fun.
for those
That's
of you
called
who think I was
fun.
just yelling at him.
And-
he did have a final coil static, and they did pretty well.
And secondly,
Back on him there.
all of this yelling and crazy, we're just doing our shtick aside, no one on the server does like you, Nika. Okay, except Senpai. Obviously, Senpai sees something.
God, I like honestly, I don't understand how people can hear us being downright mean to one another and be like, that's not a joke. Like, what the? Really?
On the air, you can't admit it on the air. This is going to.
But this is the thing. This is the thing.
God.
We can admit it on the air, and when it happens next week, they're gonna be like, "Oh my fucking god, what's wrong with those people?"
I know. That's the thing is that it like we've dropped this curtain about 100 fucking times before too, and been like, yeah, that was a joke.
But what if it's real this time, Aniero?
You gotta calm down, or I'm gonna have to frag you.
What I love the most is multiple people in the chat are calling us mom and dad.
I know. Oh, it's great. It's so much fun. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got Nietzscheson. Is that close? Nikiason. There we go.
That's what I told him it was, but he wasn't listening.
What's up, Nikiason? Welcome to Limit Break Radio. How's it going?
Pretty good. That was fun.
Please tell me this is your first show, because somebody in chat's like, I don't know what's going on here. This is my first time.
This is indeed my first time calling.
Well, thanks for calling Limit Break Radio. We appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on. Well, first of all, I wanted to comment on how PvP, even in a server like yours, like Sargatanis, which is populated, is the same status as a PvP queue in Coral, where I am, which is a low pop, I guess.
Well, is that on our same data center, or is it on a different data center?
I don't know.
Yeah,
because user by data center.
Yeah, the data center is kind of a big qualifying factor there.
Mm-hmm. It's a big emulgation.
They still have like 30-minute queues. That's weird.
Yeah, it definitely is frustrating. I think it's indicative of how few people are actually queuing for stuff like PvP.
It's because they're not incentivized.
Yeah, there's no reason to do it right now.
Yeah, unless you need tomes. That's really it. Like,
but
for a while,
those other places.
For a while, it was a great output of tomes, and you're right. You can get those other places.
And then people stopped doing it, so it became a bad source of tomes.
You stopped needing tomes. Like, you stopped needing, once everyone got their main, all of the poetics that they needed, then they moved on to whatever was next. And usually by the time everyone was like 209, it was time to work on, or 208, it was time to work on your relic, right?
Well, because the other thing you have to keep in mind too is whenever they come out with new like PvP gear, right?
Right.
Normally you need a certain rank to be able to wear that. But if you're already at max rank, as long as you have the wolf marks, you buy it, you ain't got to worry about it.
Right.
What they should do, and I think this is a terrible, terrible idea, but if they're not going to do anything, they need to do something. Either always add new ranks to the new, PvP gear so that you get all those older people who already have max rank in there doing it to keep it alive, or fucking put in like a rank rot where whenever a new armor set comes out, you lose like 15 ranks or something.
And especially if, because 99% of the people are using that stuff for glamour anyway.
There's no other use for it. So 100% of the people are using that for glamour.
Yeah, I can. It's an interesting suggestion. I think that's going to be your biggest determining factor is the amount of people queuing on the data center. And yeah, like when you queue for frontline roulette, dude, it just takes for fucking
nobody's doing it
forever.
Yep.
But the thing is that when I did queue and I walked away and I heard my queue go. I started working on something else, and it really was like 45 minutes before that queue popped. But the strange thing is that it was a 72-player match. It was a full fucking match.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't believe that. It was Seal Rock, and it was full. So, obviously we don't know how the matching system is, how it really functions and stuff like that. So, there is a bit of a question mark there. But queue times are just atrocious. And I wonder if there is anything that they could do on the PvP side to lessen those queue times.
For those ones, no, I don't think there is, honestly, besides getting more people in.
Yeah, because I've been trying to get into PvP for like ever, and that's why I was like, "Ooh, there's a new thing coming for the feast, and everybody's gonna be doing it." And then everybody has been. Doing it
it's
so
because it's not a part of it's not a part of the roulette.
Oh, it's
so
not.
I don't think it is. How could it be?
No, it's not.
How could it possibly be?
I don't know. That they could put the 8. I don't know. You're right. Probably not. That sucks though. But now the good thing is you don't necessarily. No, you don't. You flat out do not need necessarily any experience with any of the other PvP modes to get into the feast. So just jump into the feast, man.
Yeah, it's just I would recommend going straight for the feast. So what did you feel about 3.2? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Niakasen, whatever.
Niakasen.
Niakasen. There it is.
Niakasen.
It's fine. But 3.2 has been an overwhelming success. Especially since I've been playing. Basically, I went from Realm Reborn all the way to Heavensward within the past 2.5 months.
Okay,
so
all right.
I played basically the whole game in that time, and I basically going through each patch going, okay, this is what's been in this one. 3.1 was atrocious. 3.2 was actually really, really good with all of the rating, and and Sephiroth was a lot of fun. Alexander was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Sephiroth is a lot of fun too.
I haven't played any of the Savagery X stuff, but
Now, now to kind of go piggyback our previous yelling match between Nika and I, what's preventing you from giving that a shot?
Well, one item level. I'm not quite at that item level yet.
Fair enough. You are, and still catching up from ARR. I could see that. You need some time to be able to, build some lore. Yeah, fair enough. I'd say that's fair for where you're at in the game. That's but it's cool though that even still though you do have context for Midas, you do have a context for Sephiroth, because that stuff, that should be just sort of like your entry level into that, and there shouldn't be ridiculous requirements for that. So it's nice to hear that that's good. And you're the second person now that we've had that have gone from 3.0 to 3. Or 2.55 to 3.2, and have said that, wow, 3.1 really still even felt like a dead zone.
The story was boring, and there was nothing to do. The vault mission was a pain in the balls, and all this other.
I liked that one.
It was interesting, but it was just like, well, why are you putting those dudes there, not on the map, when that's not in a space where it is normally on the normal version of the vault?
Yeah, no, I agree. Good points, Nikias, thank you very much for the call to Limit Break Radio. Unfortunately, we are hitting our time limit, and we're going to have to wrap up the show here shortly. I know we got a couple of other callers here on the line. Let's cycle through a couple more of them before we go. But I also really wanted to go back to our discussion about the music entries, because that whole segment just got fucked because of Comcast.
And not in the good way.
No, it really, really didn't. But there were a couple of other performances. I think we'll play 2 more videos real quick because I at least wanted to give a little bit of love to some of the EU entries here. But this was actually we started with this. The problem happened just before literally my favorite entry. So again, if you're just joining us, we had talked about this at the top of the show. There is currently a music contest going on for Final Fantasy XIV, taking covers and different versions of the Broom music. So we wanted to check out a couple of entries, and here is this is personally my favorite. This is from Ayurveda. And is a Japanese entry. So,
whoa, what is he playing?
He's playing a sitar.
A guitar?
Sitar.
Oh, it's like a guitar with a C? Oh, a scimitar. Gotcha.
All I see when I look at that thing is a penis. Like the bottom there could be the ball sack.
It does, yeah, it's phallic for sure.
Like you could totally like detail that to look like just like a giant penis. Oh, that's nice.
I don't, but the thing is I don't hear the broom theme yet. There it is.
Oh, I like it.
He really made it his own.
It's okay, but I really wish it would like really devolve into going to answers after this.
I wanted to break into the Fate music.
I think that this is incredibly unique. I love it! I think that's so cool. And then he just jams out here at the end.
Whoa, look at those fingers!
Yeah. It's just such an interesting take on that, like...
Namoon in the chat saying, I will stick to my violin. You know what? I'd love to hear this done on a violin.
I'm trying to talk Cern into it, but I don't know if you will.
Senpai plays the violin?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just got a boner. I didn't know this.
He also plays the kamancha, which is a Persian instrument like violin. That would be so cool.
Senpai, play the violin.
See, I think if you can go for the more unique instrumentation, go for it. Like that guy did. You know, like that
something that they're not seeing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like like the harp earlier, that was so cool and unique and just really brought an entirely different vibe to the whole song. Like, I think that's really what, if I was going to try to do something, I would try to bring an entirely different vibe to the song.
Mm-hmm.
Like a tuba?
No, not like a tuba.
For me, though, the dude with the, started with the piano, went into the guitar, that's still my favorite.
All right. So, why don't we check out this one? This is from, now we're getting into the EU entries here. This one's from Vox Anime. So, here's Vox Anime. The audio on this is, I think, super low.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is. Holy crap.
Oh, it gets better there.
Oh, he's using acoustic and electric?
Yeah.
He meshes those two together so well.
Well, so far it's 3 layers. Nice.
Ooh, this is a very FF9 fighting thing. A la flamenco kind of.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I love when people. Okay, he's providing a little bit of percussion on his acoustic guitar. This is a tactic that I first saw used by a musician by the name of Justin King, and I love that technique. It's such a cool technique, and it's got such a great sound to it too. It's just it's got the rock vibe, but he keeps it as slow tempo,
real mellow.
It is.
It's like he's just he's diddling the butthole a little bit. That's what he's doing to us. He's just like, here you go, you like that, don't you?
Queer.
Good one.
God, I gotta fix the volume of those drops.
Half of them don't work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I must have did something wrong.
Yeah, you definitely did.
I'm a failure.
That's such a nice little variation, too.
This is nice.
Well done, Vox Anime. Well done. There is a guy who does do a violin version. It leaves some stuff to be desired, but we're getting towards the end of the show. I actually did have that slated to play for this, but I did want to give EU just at least a little bit of love before we wrapped up the segment. And then, of course, Husky. There's this guy. Now, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Husky decided to do a version of this, but decided not to enter.
Did he give a reason?
Yes, he did. And he talked about it a little bit on his YouTube page where let's see.
He says he no longer plays FF14.
Yeah, he's another commenter said that he was really bummed that Husky wouldn't be entering, and Husky replied by saying, "I can't join the contest simply because my FF14 account is not active for this moment." Which is where I stepped in and I said, look, LBR would be happy to pay for your sub. 100% serious, no joke. And Husky's such a nice guy. Is such a cool dude. He's like, that's kind, guys, but I don't want the in-game winning prizes in the video, much less to... his video is longer than 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and he didn't want to resub just to have a chance to win a contest. But, I mean, I really think that his version is amazing. But the thing is I don't think that he would necessarily win. I think what we've seen of these other entries are really, really good, and that there's some stiff competition here, and I would like to see if Husky would win.
That would be cool, but at the same time, like that just shows the level of character that he still wants to be able to do this, but knows he can't make use of any of the prizes, and he can still put what he made out there without entering the contest.
I think Soken making a video is worth it.
I would too. I would love to see what Soken has to say to Husky, because Husky has been a very notable figure in terms of Final Fantasy XIV remix music, and if not one of the biggest.
Make Husky a video anyway.
So anyway, here's Husky's version.
Did you say man crush?
Of course, recorded so well too. I can actually hear it.
I like how he put the keystrokes in the background there. That's nice.
Very good ambiance.
Dude, he kills it every fucking time. Every single time.
Can we get Husky to perform at FanFest?
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? It would be super cool.
Husky Susan duet, let's go.
Right, I bet that would blow his mind. Like, look, Husky, we really want you to play alongside Susan Calloway.
Oh, this is like one of my favorite parts of the song.
Yeah, Scott, he's always so fucking good at this.
This is so cool.
the way he layers these songs together and like it doesn't just seem like shit stacked on top of each other.
Right.
Like I still to this day will turn on his superhero medley and like listen to that on repeat for like 2-3 hours.
Absolutely.
Juxta, play the I'm Coming drop.
I love how it says no dislikes.
I'm coming!
I might even kiss a dude.
Let me just say this. Look, let me just say this, okay? Because I genuinely meant that, and I love that perspective too. What a cool perspective.
You ever done that before?
Yeah, he has. He's done it. He's done that. Not on any. I don't think this is the first time he's used it on FF14.
Okay,
but that offer to pay his sub is 100% genuine. Husky, if you ever hear this bit, it's 100% genuine. If you just want to play the game, like seriously,
I was gonna say because playing the game might inspire him to do more FF14 stuff.
I would pay, I would have LBR pay for his sub because when we reached out to him and we asked to use his music, he said absolutely 100%, no questions asked, just use it. And he never asked for anything in return. And I sort of feel like, you know, he's given us a lot. Like, giving your music to a show like this, like, it's hugely important for us to have this music. You know what I mean? And I would be happy just to return the favor to pay for his sub.
I think your dicks are good.
But the thing is that, like, I don't know, like, if he's not subbed, I have to believe it's not because he can't afford it. It's just maybe he doesn't want to play the game anymore. If that's the case, I get it.
Maybe he just doesn't have the time to dedicate to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I get that. If that's the case, that's fine. Whatever. You know. But the offer always stands, Husky. If you ever hear this, the offer always stands. LBR will pick up the tab for your sub because we just
love your stuff.
Well, yeah,
I miss you so much it hurts sometimes.
That's so cool to like to know like what kind of like guy he is too. Like
yeah.
that obviously when you have talented people, like, all right, yeah, their stuff's cool, but there's just something that makes it more enjoyable when you know the person behind it, you know, is
just a good dude,
high caliber of character. Yeah.
Extremely gay vibe.
Stop hitting your drop. You know which ones are yours.
What?
They're so quiet. No one can hear that.
At least this one works.
Well, it's because you fucked it up.
I know I did.
So stop hitting yours.
But I like them.
I know you like them. You just have to wait a week. That's all. That's all. All right, let's go back to our phone lines. We've got old friend of the show, Sly. How's it going, Sly? Sly.
What's going on?
Hey!
How you doing?
What's up, Sly? How you doing, man?
Nothing much. I know y'all are short on time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get down to brass tacks. 2 points. One, the feast.
Yes.
Love it.
Right.
Love it.
Okay.
One thing, I used to be a PvP Care Bear. I used to just go into Frontlines for the free tomes and the free chicken. You know, get in, get out. I'm fine. I'm good.
Now that's a stereotype, Sly. That's offensive.
But I was. I can stereotype because I was that stereotype.
There are stereotypes for a reason.
Oh, man. Okay.
I was a Care Bear.
All right.
But now, the feast, I have pride about myself. I have a little bit of pride. There's stuff on the line, and I know this is preseason, and people come in and say, like, what? Why are you so serious about it? It's preseason. The rankings don't matter. You play to win the fucking game.
Right.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Well, there's also this other thing too that I've found is that my name means something again, right? Like,
yes.
like you know, like you don't the fact that they're displaying names again, and not just you see the name of the character that you're fighting, but it's also up there up top when you get a kill too. That I mean, like
you can create prestige with this.
Killing Aniero Grigori is a special thing. I mean,
well,
no, I want people to be afraid of me. I want ranged and melee to fear me. Every time I go in, every time you see Fox fly, you better fucking run.
Joe's on.
That's the shit. That's the shit I want.
What data center are you on, Sly?
Primal.
Is that ours?
No,
Loser.
Aether.
We're on Aether.
No,
Joe Never's
no.
on Aether, right?
He's on.
Yeah,
both.
he's on Aether.
Yes.
He has Ether and Primal.
All right, that's it.
Oh,
My bucket list is to get a screenshot of Kallo Landis kills. Joe Never Fails.
Good luck. Good luck.
I'm coming for you, Joe.
Yeah, have fun with that one.
But that's the thing is that at some point, and I think that's what some people are kind of forgetting is that at some point down the line, like down the road a little bit, there are going to be people who are posting to Reddit like, "Ha I killed Kallo."
Oh, no, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's awesome. I think that's amazing.
Not just that, this is going to create rivalries.
Yes.
I used to do 2v2 and 3v3 in World of Warcraft, and I don't think you could see people's actual names, but you had team names. So beforehand, it would say something like, the Dwarven Baby Socks, that was us, versus like, the Rattlesnakes or something. So beforehand, like, let's say you just keep losing to these guys, right, over and over again, and then you see them pop up again, you know what's coming, right?
Right.
So that type of thing, knowing, oh, you know what, 3 weeks ago, this guy was in my match, and he fucking was on my ass the whole time, it's fucking go time now. Redemption.
Yeah.
And those types of things could affect the meta as well.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. What was your other point, Sly?
Nika, how you doing?
Yes. Hi.
You qualify yourself as a mid-core raider, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So why are you taking it serious like you're world first?
I have never taken it seriously like I was world first.
Sorry, not sorry.
The thing is, like, it's almost like you have an application process to get into raid. And like as a mid-core raider, it's not that serious. But at the same time, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yes, you should show up. You should at least show up. Please fucking show up.
Can I
But at the same time, like, go ahead.
No. Let me. I think what you're driving at, Sly, is like, Nika, I know you, and I wouldn't have applied for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have felt like I don't even meet these requirements. You know?
Well, you don't meet the requirements of a job we need, and you show up on time. That's literally our only requirement.
No. But I also feel like my performance is going to get picked apart.
No, then our team is mean at all.
Well, that's any raid though.
But I'm just like I don't know. Like I feel like I mean, obviously a lot of that was joking and fucking around, but I honestly feel like if I saw that, I'd be like, on like a personal, like me even being who I am, Aniero from Limit Break Radio, I'd even be like, I don't think so.
Well, okay, let me tell you what our party finders say. They literally say, okay, we need this job. And recently we've just been party finding for a bard or a machinist. And we'll say in the comment, raid times, Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 11. Can you show up? Awesome, send me a tell. Like, that's literally all it says. You wouldn't apply for that if you were a bard or a machinist?
No. What he's saying is that based on what we know of you, like personally, as our friend Nika.
No, I don't. That's not
what you were saying?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Like, you're not, I don't know. Like, if you want to try to, I feel like if you want to try to sell your raid team, you got to do a better job than just be like, hey, this is when we do it. You know, like.
Well, we had to, like I said, we had to lower to that because nobody wants to raid on
Have you tried putting hearts in your party finder message?
Actually, I probably have.
What about hearts and farts?
I put a lot of exclamation points when I do it. Like, come join us.
Don't put more than one.
So it's the bait and switch. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
that makes you come across as
Nika thinks her messages come off as like, come join us, but what it really looks like is, come join us.
I like what Ryun says in the chat. He said, we disguise our application as a survey. We got a ton of responses. You have to do shit like that. And Sly, like, okay, I see you coming in trying to start the salt, but really, like, we
wait. There was no salt.
We've never been world first. We've never cared about being world first. Our goal as calling us mid-core rather than casual is that we try to clear content while it's relevant.
I
want to clear. I was so upset that I didn't get to clear A4 before A5 came out. Like, but that is my goal. I want to clear A8 before A9 comes out. Like, that's my goal. That's what I consider my goal.
And see, from what I want from a rating environment in terms, especially if I know the other people, is like, dude, just like relax, just a little bit, you know, like just
we're all butt healed.
It's a bit intimidating when you know.
I say please show up, or we're going to be a bit upset.
No, but think of just
that. I mean, that goes without saying.
You know, I don't think
it goes without saying. But when 4 people don't show up, Clearly, there was a message disconnect.
That's a valid look.
There was some kind of disconnect.
That's a
Even
completely
sending mock
valid
mail
complaint.
saying, reminder, come tomorrow.
Yeah, no. That's a completely valid complaint. If they've never gone before, they don't know what the composition of your raid group is. They don't know what the attitude of your raid group is, et cetera, et cetera.
Our attitude is very everyone in our group is very nice. We once we got rid of our once our old raid leader moved to Gilgamesh, the tone of our group completely changed. He was the kind of asshole. Granted, we got shit done. I mean, we cleared shit real fast and we were farming for months. But the thing is that our group was very toxic. We fought all the time. People were crying, mostly me, and a lot of shit was happening and everybody was pissed. People would quit our group. We'd get new people. They would quit because they hated how much we yelled at each other. It was bad.
No raid group is perfect.
Our current group is just, we're friends. Our entire, even people who decided they were burnt out on the game and don't play anymore, we're still in a big group chat and we're friends. Our group is a group of friends. That's not something to shy away from, in my opinion.
But no raid group is perfect. You're gonna always have salt.
Of course.
That's
the thing is that we are very, I don't know, we're very open and warm and we try to teach people, and what we don't know, we learn from people. And I don't see what's to shy away from in a group that is encouraging, and we want to be friends. I'm going to be friends with some of these people for a very long time, just because of being in my raid group. So I don't see why you wouldn't want to be a part of that environment.
This is why. That environment, the people you're trying to recruit don't see that. You obviously see it because you're in it all the time, but if it's a new person, that's part of it that they don't see.
Yeah, it's like stepping into a new social circle.
Here's a perfect example. People that come in to watch our show think we're fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Right?
They're not wrong.
And I love it.
No, you're right. They're not wrong, but people who are part of our FC or our link shell know that there's another side to that.
Mm-hmm.
But people who just watch the show, they don't see that side. The amount of people that, come over to our server and get to know us and then say to me, you know what, I just thought that you were a misogynistic asshole.
People genuinely think we're either mean people or rude all the time. It's not. That's just where my humor is.
We're golden dicks.
That's where my humor. If I was to get up on stage and tell jokes, they would have the same. They would have the same feeling to them. They would have the same vibe to them, because that's the shit that I personally find funny. And the thing is I don't go to the other guys who, I don't go to Jux, I don't go to Kallo, I don't go to Nika, and I go, hey, today and every show we're just going to be mean. Figure out ways to be mean. No, we just do what we think as individuals are funny or entertaining on the show, and we're not concerned with the consequence of putting it out there, and we're not concerned of what are people going to think about me if they see me in this? It doesn't fucking matter. People are entitled to their own opinions. People are entitled to their own opinions of me. People are entitled to their own opinions of you. They're entitled to opinions about our community as well. That's fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And it's far be it from me to tell you what your opinion should be. That's why we allow people to call in to this show. That's why we allow you to email the show and we read it. We're not going to get to emails today, but we have the level of interaction that a lot of other shows don't have, because we don't want to be insulated from criticism. If there's something you don't like, you can tell us and we won't just blow it off. We're trying to be entertaining when we're doing the show, and sometimes we delve into everything is opinion, but it's all presented as fun and funny and irreverent. That's the whole show is just irreverent front to back. That's what we do. That's what we find funny. And I'm always surprised the amount of people who take that as straight-faced, bold assertions of opinion.
Especially people that have been here since the beginning.
There are people who call me the Donald Trump of Final Fantasy XIV, which
they're not wrong.
No, it's fun. It's funny. It's funny. I find it. I don't take it as an insult. I find it absolutely hysterical. But to me, it says that they take the things that I say at very much at face value, and you shouldn't. You should never take anything that I say at just 100% face value, because there's a little bit of a joke in there somewhere.
Kyle, we have to make a shirt that says "Make FF14 great again."
Make Aniero Drumpf again.
I'm just
make raiding great again. That's what you
make raiding great again. No, but I just it's shocking the amount of people and especially you're right, new people or people who just pass through. They just assume that we're just assholes and they just leave it at that. I mean, well, you're not wrong, but that's the point. We're trying to be assholes to be funny. Not trying to be assholes to make people feel bad about themselves.
You're not really trying. You make it natural, though. You're natural assholes.
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
That is...
Nobody heard that,
You're
Juxta.
welcome.
Stop it.
Stop hitting your drops, Juxta.
Stop shitting I can't even hear them.
I know.
I'm sorry. They're good ones.
He brought a bunch of new ones, but he recorded them at too low a level. So either the old drops have to be super high, or the new drops have to be super low.
So they just sound like whispers. There's just someone whispering in the background. Mm-hmm. Good job, Juxta. You brought a ghost.
I am going to bitch all about his drops during the pre-show today.
You should.
All right, good.
You should. Thanks, Sly, for the call. We appreciate it. By the way, check him out at his Twitch account, twitch.tv/Sly, a.k.a. Gray Fox. We really appreciate the calls and the calls from everyone today. We didn't get to as many as we would have liked, but we do have a Final Encounter cast to get to at 5 o'clock, so we do have to wrap it up here. Make sure that you guys tune in to Final Encounter cast. That's going down over at twitch.tv/Final Encounter cast. We'll get a host all set up for that. By the way, thank you to our sponsors, Alamo City Comic Con. You can check them out at AlamoCityComicCon.com. Also, thank you to the entries for the FF14 music contest. Hopefully, we inspired some other people. I want to see submissions from Ride Hot. I want to see submissions from Benjamin Anthony James. I want to see submissions from Merciless. All of you guys that we have shouted out on Limit Breaking Music, I am going to be highly disappointed if you don't get in on this contest. The deadline has been extended to April 11th, and there is sheet music available. There's no excuse. Get it done. Just do it. It's fun. Even if you think it sucks, even if you think your entry sucks, there's so few entries that you're probably going to win something. So get your entries in. I really just want to see more. I want to hear more of these cool versions. Just anything that Square Enix can do to encourage remixing and covers. I think that's such a cool contest. So guys, get involved. Do not let this pass you by. And hopefully we'll be able to check out some more entries here in the future, as well as announce all the winners here at Limit Break Radio. So that's going to do it here for Limit Break Radio for today. I'd like to thank my crew, of course, Kallo Landis, Juxtaposition, Nika Kayanian, and Papa Woody hanging out in the background, filling in when necessary because Eskalia is not here. Shout out to Eskalia and his wonderful work for You Are Not Alone. Again, raising over $4,000. So amazing. Great job. We're so proud of him. And thank you to everyone who decided to give and send an email. If you sent an email, sorry we didn't get to it today. We'll try to get to that next time. So that's going to be it for Limit Break Radio for this week. I'm Aniero. Keep listening. Limit Break Radio is a production of LimitBreakRadio.com and Bender Media Productions. Today's episode was produced by Aniero Grigori and Eskalia Ryumasa. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. Funding for Limit Break Radio is provided by Miri Kennett, Captain Failboat, Zurian Urexin, Azura Giacho, Bianca Forwin, Kalina Ashsaber, Thor Carson, My Waifu, Satori Komeji, and fellow Limit Break Radio listeners. To support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. Opening music in this episode from Daniel Lambie. Listen to Man with the Machine Gun and other great tracks at facebook.com/Daniel Lambie Metal Gamer. Closing music in this episode provided by Husky by the Geek. Listen to this and other great Final Fantasy XIV and video game rock covers and original music at facebook.com/Husky by the Geek. In-game graphics graphics for Limit Break Radio's Twitch stream are provided by Diamond Multimedia. Check out their line of AMD graphics cards and other hardware at diamondmm.com. Limit Break Radio and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.